Can you hear me okay? 'Tis I, the Colin of Biffpod. But I'm going to give you a minute to tell me that you can hear me before I give you things to people that are much deserving. I have many prizes to give away in my sack of prizes. There are no viewers, so that's probably why no one's responding. Maybe I give them a minute. How about that?
It takes a minute to update that anyway.
Okay. If you can hear me, I want to know about it. Your name is not Chuck. Your name is Zakatak. There we go. Now people can hear me. I'm going to give everybody just a minute, and then we're going to give away a bunch of stuff. I'm going to give away 4 things. I'm going to give away some stuff to all of you for donating to Charity Hammer. That's my little song I just came up with for you guys just now. This is possible that I am very tired and very hungry at this point. My kids have told me that other people ordered pizza and they did not get pizza because it's COVID and we're not sharing food. My kids do not find that to be acceptable, so I think I have to go buy pizza. Because that is the law of children. If somebody had gotten ice cream, I'd be in a lot of trouble. Does that mean we can have ice cream, Chuck?
Testing.
Hi.
Hello.
We are
Oh, hey.
live.
Okay, now we're...
Hi, commentators. I hijacked for a few minutes so that I can give some things away.
Go for it.
But for those that don't know, we have been joined by our commentators for this game of Peter the Falcon. Caca! I did it for you. And Mitch. Caca!
Save his voice.
It's like some cartoon with some old bird that's like smoking and drinking. Yeah.
He like coughed and a bone comes out.
Yeah. Yeah, because they always stuff always came out of their mouths when they coughed on cartoons. And then the co-host of the Best in Faction podcast and my great friend Mitch Pelham.
Hey guys.
Someone couldn't tell if it was me or Steve Perry? Okay. I can't think of a Steve Perry-ism right now to do, but okay. I do like me some Family Feud occasionally. Okay, I'm going to run through all the prizes that have been given away because it turns out I gave away some prizes on mute earlier, which is not the way that this is supposed to go. So here's everybody that's won stuff. The Gamers Haven, which is run by Bob Kelly, they won a commission-painted Demon Prince from, someone remind me, Creature
Caster.
Not Creature Caster. Dreamforge.
Oh, Dreamforge, sorry.
And then Bobby Midkiff, who is brand new to the 40K and has started buying Tyranids, he managed to win a box of Termagants. Topical. Nathan Kuntz, he has won a Dark Shroud that is new in box. Adam Holmes is one of our Art of War giveaway winners. He gets to help John or Nick design a list, and then Nick and John are going to play those lists against each other, so that'll be great. Daniel Johnson's the other member of that. Josh DeBoer, he won an Orc Plane. James Long has won 3 boxes of Bloodletters. Thanks to our wonderful friends at Chapter Tactics, Justin Woody has won a Battle Mat, which is pretty great. David Eaton, who is a longtime supporter of Charity Hammer, I can always count on him to support us. He has won a Catachan Colonel. David, for what it's worth, I've heard that model's hard to get, so that's pretty great. Oh, Steve Perry Journey. I'm thinking of the guy from Family Feud. What's his name?
Other guy, Steve Harvey.
Harvey, Steve Harvey. Okay.
That is also who I thought.
All right.
No, Steve Perry. Steve Perry.
Yeah. Don't stop believing. Okay. And then my entertainingly, the best man for my wedding has won a Battle Mat, Mike Nittinger. Kevin Lieb, who has won 3 boxes of Plague Bearers. So that's everything that we've given away so far, and I love Journey. I even like Journey with Tiny Hyper Asian Guy. I'm a big fan of Tiny Hyper Asian Guy that is currently the lead singer of Journey. He runs the entire time if you've seen them live. He's just constantly running back and forth the whole time he's singing. It's a thing. Okay, so that's what we've given away. This is the other undefeated matchup that will determine who gets to play me at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning with my buddies Peter and Zach. Peter playing Raven Guard and some horses and guard, some Death Corps horses. And Zach is playing Mono Guard with all of my models. So if he wins and we have to play tomorrow, I will get to kill my own army, which will be amusing.
Every time you refer to them as Rough Riders, part of my soul dies.
Okay, every time. I notice there's no gas mask being worn.
I'm going to call them your Rough Riders every time I shoot them. Just in the hope
Okay.
one more of them will die.
They are playing Vital Intelligence, and they're currently muted. We'll bring them live after they are done deploying. They should be getting rolling right now. And with that, I'm going to hand things off to everybody's favorite Canadian bird who never flies south for the winter, the Falcon,
2 squads of 10 Vanguard, that's 2 squads. What are your troops?
who hopefully is still here.
He is currently muted.
Yeah, I'm muted. Give me a second, guys. I was letting Colin cogitate or whatever the heck he was doing. Thanks, Colin. Welcome, one and all. I'm back on the primary stream after my brief time away on the Canhammer stream covering the secondary losers bracket. Here I am with my best buddy in the whole entire world, other than a few of my other buddies, Mitch. Mitch, are you ready for this? Some mostly guard on guard action with a little bit of Marines in for flavor.
Honestly, could not be more excited. This is a really fun matchup with some fantastic players, and we're going to see guard in ninth, which I don't think has gotten a lot of attention compared to a lot of other armies. They don't have a lot of flashy new stuff. This is really other than the Death Corps component. This is really like honing exactly what is good in guard and using it as well as possible.
So do you want to take a second and go over Zach's list for us, and then I'll cover Peter's?
1 second. Let me pull up the lists. Sorry about that.
Hey, it's no trouble.
I am watching via I do not have Twitch up, so I got to pull up the lists. Sorry about that. There we go. They are not pulling up for me. I am sorry. I'm experiencing technical difficulties. I am on a laptop in a pool house.
It's perfectly fine. I can handle this. Let's go over Zach's list real quick. So this is about as a pure Imperial Guard list as you're going to get in 9th edition. Zach's running a single Inquisitor with Psychic Fortitude and Psychic Mastery. He's Malleus. He's got Warding Incantation and the Inquisitorial Mandate. He's then got a battalion with disciplined shooters and wilderness survivors, 3 company commanders, 58 conscripts, 2 squads of 29. He's got 4 10-man infantry squads, 3 4-man command squads, all with plasma guns, and then 3 special weapons squads with 3 plasma guns in each. And then he's got a spearhead with gunnery experts and spotter details. In that unit, he's got 2 Demolisher tank commanders, an Astropath with Psychic Barrier, a Lehman Russ battle tank with another Demolisher, and 2 full payload Manticores. So, Mitch, what is this list about? What is going on with all these shenanigans here?
So I actually played Zach at 6 a.m. this morning against this list with a let's see, it was a double Knight Majera and a Warglaive, and then 11 Mortifiers and 3 Battle Sister squads. This list really wants to control certain parts of the board. It's going to project out OBSEC with the conscripts and use the Inquisitor in the list and the Psychers to buff them up to have a 4-up invo. So normally he's going to be able to pick a certain amount of the board that he goes, okay, this is mine, and if you want to take it from me, you really got to want it. The Plasma Scions obviously are going to be dropping in, and providing firepower, hopefully trying to exploit any holes or mistakes his opponents make. And then obviously they can drop for scramblers and a bunch of other things that they can do. They're always useful, and they never have to expose themselves to get that mileage. And then obviously you've got the tank commanders and the mana cores, which are the backbone of the list for firepower. Tremendous amount of just multi damage shots that both ignore line of sight or are able to order themselves and buff themselves and get a lot of dynamic use out of them. It's a lot of bodies, it's a lot of board control, and it's a lot of shooting.
And this is definitely something we've seen a number of armies trying to do to kind of participate in the current meta. That's mostly an elite meta with a couple exceptions. Flood the board with a ton of high model count units to kind of just outlast the opponent on objectives until the end game. I've seen Liam Hackett run a similar list with pretty decent success. I don't think he's won anything with it, but he's definitely pulled off some 4-1s in some pretty deep tournaments. So we know it has legs. He did beat Harrison in round 1 running a Blood Angels list, which is always a good sign. But he's coming into a list that's trying to do a similar thing, but just a little bit more elite. Peter is running a pretty much complete Imperial soup army here. He's got a Raven Guard Successor Patrol with Whirlwind of Rage and Born Heroes to get those super cool heroic interventions off. The list has a Smash Captain, Thunderhammer, Storm Shield, Jump Pack Captain with the Swift and Deadly Warlord trait. He's also got a Reiver Lieutenant with Rites of War and Master of the Trifold Path, which lets him have 2 Warlord traits, his second being Master of Ambush. And he's given him the Vox Espiritum, so all of his auras are boosted by 3 inches, which is really big for this Reiver Lieutenant. He's got 2 squads of 5 Infiltrators to kind of take that midboard if he wants. They can go back into reserve if they survive a turn. Lots of little shenanigans you can pull off with them. And he's topping that squad off with 2 10-man Vanguard vet squads with about a 50-50 mix of Power Fists and Lightning Claws. He did have the extra points to put a Thunderhammer in one of those units. He's then tagged in a Death Corps of Krieg Patrol with a Death Rider Squadron Commander, 5 Scions, an Astropath with Psychic Barrier, and 18 Death Riders. And then finally, he's got a Tallarn Patrol with 2 Demolisher tank commanders and another 5 Scions.
So going into this list, I was actually helping run the stream with when Peter was playing Paul, and obviously I believe you saw that as well, Peter. Sorry, a lot of Peters going on.
That's fine. I was actually commentating another game, but I did keep cutting in to.
Yeah, I thought. You had talked about, you had referenced it earlier. But that was a game where Peter was actually able to take out someone who I think was a favorite in the RTT, in Paul Winters with his Slanesh army with the Keeper of Secrets Rush. That was a very highly rated list by a lot of people, and Peter was able to manage it and really play a very conservative game where he held back all of his forces till like the last 2.5 turns and was really able to capitalize on that to eke out, I think, like a 3-point win. So Peter has played guard a long time. He's played Death Corps a long time when they weren't good, and spent a lot of time thinking about how these units fit into different situations and work. And he's been putting in the reps to really benefit from those different tricks. So he's built a lot of layers into what he has. He does not have the same amount of firepower. The mana cores are the real factor here. If Zach gets to go first and he's able to use the mana cores to just pick up tank commanders with some, not a super above average, but slightly above average rolls, that's going to put Peter immediately on the back foot. So Peter is really hoping for getting to go first and trying to get some pressure and hopefully negate some of that and maybe get a tank commander kill or possibly a mana core kill or 2, so that he's not facing as much firepower coming back.
Yeah, I really like both of these lists. I do like Peter's a little bit more. I've watched him play multiple variations of it as he's trying to kind of fine tune it and make it work for him. I've seen him add Knights instead of the Space Marines. I've seen him try different flavors of Space Marines to see what kind of fit his play style. And I think you're giving Peter a little too much discredit here on the first turn, because this list, well, yes, he could quite possibly with those Mana Cores lose a tank commander, maybe even 2 on hot dice. This list has so much staying power in those 18 horses. The fact that they sit there with 3 wounds, they've got a 5+ feel no pain. If Psychic Barrier goes off, we've got a squad sitting on either a 2-up or a 3-up armor save. For their point cost, like point for point, they're one of the hardest units in the game right now to kill. And they're just going to stick around in that mid board long enough for those Vanguard vets to get in. With that Master of Ambush, if Peter sees an opening in the early game, those vets are going to be right in the middle of the board, and quite possibly like in a really good position to just do some damage, whether it's on a counter charge or in that first turn, dig deep into in Zach's lines. This is going to be a very interesting matchup. I'm really curious to see how it plays out. Will those infiltrators have a big impact on the reserves that Zach is no doubt going to try to use with the plasma guns? I can't wait to see how it goes.
Absolutely. To be clear, I am by no means trying to discount Peter. I think that his game is the one thing that stood out to me the most in his last round against Paul Winters was the patience that both players displayed, where we saw Peter not use his Vanguard vets until basically turn 4 and 5. And hold them back and use them to tremendous effect to snag the victory. And we also saw Paul Winters hold back the gem until turn 5 to try and make a play for the win as well. So both, like, Peter is patient and he knows what the jobs of his units are, and he's going to make sure that any move he makes is going to extract the value and have them do those jobs. It's very much, though. I was just saying that the Mana Cores could be a problem if they get to go first and have hot dice.
Oh, for sure. It's going to be a very intriguing game. We're already seeing some interesting choices in terms of deployment. I believe that's Zach at the top, putting out all of those conscripts now in just a big, fulsome blob as a screen in case Peter does get to go first and lay into him with Vanguard vets, is my guess. And meanwhile, Peter has decided to just hide in those 2 little L's at the bottom of the screen with essentially his entire army to take advantage of the obscuring rule. In the chat, what do we see have going on here? This is more terrain than I've had the opportunity to play with. I'm intrigued by the lack of dense cover on WTC table layouts. So when it comes to WTC table layouts, there are 9 variants, and here in the stream, I believe we've only really been using 2 of the possible tables they have available. So you're really not seeing like the whole picture for WTC. There are a couple of the table options that do have several dense cover pieces, but like they all have their part to play, and it kind of changes completely how the game is played depending on what mission you're playing and how they handle it. So, but limited time, limited resources, and limited tables. We're not going to see all 9 tables get to see their time in the sun.
So something I wanted to hit on, you called out Peter hiding his army in those 2 obscuring L's. That is him basically trying to negate if he goes second, and basically he's saying, cool, you're going to get your Mana Core shots, but you won't get your Tank Commander or Lehman Rush shots, which is about an equivalent trade. I mean, not exactly, obviously, but if he was going to go first, try and take out a couple Tank Commanders or Mana Cores and then take the fire back. He's trying to mitigate the risk there.
So one thing I really enjoy about the WTC layouts is how hard it is to hide and still have an objective. If you're lucky, you can generally sit on 1 and be protected, but you're not getting 2 or 3 unless you're using infiltrators and cursors, nurglings, things like that, as we're kind of seeing with Peter here, because I do believe he has an infiltrator squad on the bottom right. And his other infiltrator squad is camouflaged to me due to my poor eyesight.
It's not just you.
I'm assuming the top left, but that's just because I love symmetry. I couldn't tell you for sure exactly where it would have gone.
And I think that a good move here for Peter is to have them out on the flanks, and then he can return one to reserves for later if he wants to be able to redeploy them somewhere else. If he ends up taking possession of a certain amount of the board already, and he wants to screen out another area, he's got a lot of flexibility there, and that also allows him to create pressure to start going and trying to probe the flanks of the defensive gun line that Zach is setting up.
Yeah, and it's definitely keeping Zach's plasma reserves, if he has put them in reserve, from having really good spots to come in. That 12-inch bubble, it does put a number even on, because those plasma guys, they come in and they die, but they exact a toll when they do, given their point cost. At only like 50 points a squad, just shy, they definitely punch up if they're allowed to.
Yeah. So it's also going to be interesting seeing if Peter is going to be able to effectively leverage the cavalry to either box in the conscripts or actually get some combat value out of them, because they can do some damage there, especially if he's able to get them in there unbuffed, with the conscripts unbuffed. This is about as juicy a target as those horses are ever going to see.
For sure. So it looks like we're just about done deployment. Amishtig, that is a lot of tank. Is that guards? Yes, this is essentially guard on guard, but one of the armies has a good 600 points, 700 points of Space Marines tagged on for value. So we do have four tank commanders and a Lehman Russ Demolisher all on the table, 2 on each side, plus the Demolisher on the one, and then 2 Manticores in the pure guard army.
Yeah, and then on the other side, we've got a Death Corps of Krieg guard base with a the emo Marines, right? They're a friend who manages a hot topic, the Raven Guard. So he's got 2 squads of 10 Vanguard vets, and in the previous game against Paul Winters Slanesh, he combat squatted them out, so he was rocking 4 squads of jump vets with either Power Fist or Claws, which gave him a lot of very small, compact, agile units.
All right,
really
so
punch.
they're ready to go. They've all deployed. I'm gonna unmute them, and they can talk over their secondaries and like their basic deployment if you guys are interested, and then we can go from there. How's that sound?
Sure.
Awesome. Sounds
Sounds great.
good.
All right,
Thank
guys
you,
are live.
Pickles.
Go
All
over what
right.
secondaries you chose.
Hey.
Go over your secondaries, and then go over
Yeah, totally.
what you deployed in real quick,
So,
and then just go ahead.
real quick, I'll start. So I've got my army deployed here. My secondaries were Bring It Down, because there are a fair few vehicles, and I kind of do need to kill them at some point. At least that's the goal. Or I can force him to be shy with them. That's also good. I took Engage on all fronts, because I'm going to need to be all over the board at a minimum for most of the game. And I'm taking Deploy Scramblers, because I have a list that's built to be able to achieve that under a lot of circumstances, so I'm going to leverage that to the best of my ability. And it's a pretty easy secondary as they go. Zach, on the other hand...
I took Assassinate because I got to kill the tank commanders and as much other characters.
I don't think Zach's mic is on.
Because I'm like already in 3 table quarters. Zach, your mic's not on.
Uh-oh.
Fixing momentarily.
What level? Is he turned down too low?
He might be. It was Colin had it. Try.
Oh man.
So I heard Assassinate, and I assume Engage. I don't know what the third one is for Zach. So
Oh, yeah, no, you're totally muted, dude.
Oh, okay. I don't know if it works. Okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Say something.
Yo, what up?
there we go.
Okay, we've got you.
Okay, turns out there's a mechanical mute toggle. It's good to know about that.
Start over on your secondary.
So I took Assassinate. I'm going to kill me some tank commanders. I took Engage, and I took Banners.
I'm not really so happy about that third choice for banners, but I should get something for it, at least 5. So.
Oh, that's a very curt answer. Okay, so I'm gonna go over my deployment real quick. So I'm kind of balled up in 2 discrete balls, and then I also have some peripheral infiltrators. My goal with this deployment is I'm spread out, and hiding
symmetry.
from as much shooting as possible. So if he can indirect me, I'm gonna force him to make decisions, and I ideally want them to be bad decisions. On top of that, I'm in position to potentially fan out onto objectives because I'm going to need to leverage my superior potential board control as hard as possible in order to stay ahead in a game where I am deeply behind in shooting firepower. You want to analyze your deployment? I think it's mostly I need to keep the Vanguard vets off of my tanks.
Yeah, so I brought 100 bodies because I hate myself. So I have this wall of meat. You will notice it's at least 2 squads deep, so no unit of Vanguard vets could get through all of it to a tank, so no one will bad touch me. There's even 2 squads deep over here. He has infiltrators, which are really annoying because I brought a bunch of plasma, and Primaris bodies are hard for basic bitch guardsmen to kill. So we're going to see how the fight over there goes, and I'm going to try and shoot you to death. It's going to be great.
All right, sounds like a wonderful, wonderful plan, and I am full of remarkable enthusiasm. All right, so this is
Let's see if Master of Ambush does anything this game.
I mean, I might use it anyway.
Okay, go ahead.
I got a 1.
I rolled a 6.
You're going first.
I'm going first. Right. So now...
So I'll mute you guys, and then you can do your movement, and then we'll come back.
Okay, cool. Okay. I'm going to try and find a good place to shove Vanguard.
Pickles, is there a way, instead of muting them, Pickles, can you just kind of turn them down so they're pretty low?
I can do that.
That would be awesome. I'd like to still be able to hear them.
All right.
Yeah, that'd be great.
How's that?
Sounds pretty good. We'll see how it plays out, but I just don't want them to interfere with our talk.
Sure, let me know.
So, Mitch, Peter's going first. That's pretty good for him, I think, given Master of Ambush.
I agree. I think that this is exactly what Peter wants to see. This is his best case scenario to take a shot at the wall of meat, as Zach put it. So the 2 units deep thing is really important. Zach did not do that this morning, and 30 conscripts evaporated to mortifiers, and then his tanks got bad touched. So that is something I think he's anticipating with the Vanguard vets, is if they can get up in there, he wants to make sure that they are not touching his tanks this round, and he will get to execute and punish those Vanguard vets for it. I think the smart move for Peter here is to push forward with the Vanguard vets and stage them for next turn.
Well, are you spending a CP for this, or is that free? It's an Warlord. You already spent.
Hide them in the L's. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. So where do you think Peter's going to strike when he does decide to strike?
Normally I tend to, when I'm trying to crack a guard gun line, I'm going to try and go to one flank or another. You never want to go up the middle. That's where you're going to absorb the most damage. So I'm thinking it's probably going to end up being it's hard to see all the terrain here, but it's going to be either the lower right-hand side or the upper left, where he can get some obscuring. He can hide from those tanks and have charges where he knows he doesn't have to have Overwatch, because with guard, you don't necessarily not want to Overwatch. There's not that many CP involved, and all of a sudden you can actually do some pretty good damage with the tank commander.
Sure. We're going to find out how big and how happy my advance is.
Relatively big and heavy. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have left that gap in there.
So it looks like Peter's seen a gap that he can take advantage of in that top right.
This is the number one thing when you're building a castle, like a gun line. This is your nightmare.
And the thing here, the reason why Peter's capable of doing this, Raven Guard normally cannot advance and charge, but that Master of the Trifold Path Reiver Lieutenant, while he's going to be kind of left flapping in the wind momentarily, he gives those Vanguard vets advance and charge for the turn, as long as they're within the aura range. So by dumping them up there, they're in a real good spot to tag a tank and just cause all sorts of shenanigans.
Yeah, this is a huge problem for Zach. He's going to have to adapt. I will be right back.
That's a thing that's going to happen, right? It's just about I want to end within, and I just want to I want to eat the characters and then touch tanks, right?
Sure. Yeah. I should have put guardsmen in there and I didn't. That was foolish of me.
Character is okay. So this squad is going to advance.
So this is a really big deal because there are two characters right underneath those two Lehman Russes. So not only is Peter in like a prime position to tag those tank commanders, he can do it without suffering really any overwatch. He can charge the two characters that are, or two or maybe even three characters that are huddled in there, and it looks like it'll be a relatively easy charge for him. And as long as he doesn't roll, say double ones, maybe three, it looks like probably about a 4-inch charge. And then he's going to be like really in the meat and potatoes. Those Demolisher tank cannons, they're really only going to get Melta and Flamer shots into the Vanguard vets. So this is really crippling a big part of Zach's shooting, and it's going to allow Peter to move out with the rest of his army instead of hiding for a full turn. And that's a really big deal too. This is I would say a really, really big mistake for Zach. It's not to say that it's impossible for him to get out of this, though. He's still got a ton of bodies there that he can kind of bounce off those Vanguard vets. He's has a couple other options to try and clear them out, or he can just let them stay and push forward the rest of his army and kind of try to ignore them for a brief period. Because unlike White Scars, they can't fall back and charge or anything like that. So once they do this charge, this is it. But it is it could potentially be a crippling blow to open this game.
They're squish cards. It doesn't matter.
The blue squad here is going to advance.
Yep.
Okay. 5 inches for a 15-inch advance. So, and because I hold this, because it's vital intelligence, this bad boy is now
It stays
held,
yours, yeah.
Right?
So, like I said, we're kind of seeing the horses move up into better play, get those middle objectives going. He advanced another 5-man squad of Vanguard vets onto that kind of mid-bottom right objective. This is exactly what Peter wants to do. Like he said, he wants to kind of flood the board as wide as possible, so those plasma boys can't really do any work, and he's making himself a presence.
Over here.
Yep.
The other tank commander that he's not going to tag. The other big thing I should say is he's also taking into effect the possibility that those Vanguard vets fail that charge. He's not letting those horses kind of hang either. So it's a really big deal.
Oh,
He's
nice
playing
Lieutenant. I wonder who painted that.
I know, it looks beautiful.
Oh, I'm glad you like it.
You should be proud. These guys are going to advance.
So you know he's actually a special named lieutenant that I got in a swag bag at LVO.
He looks pretty cool. He looks pretty darn cool. You guys, I'm only going to get a couple of dudes in cover. That's going to be a damn shame. This rider squad, okay, 13. That's going to take them around to here.
Oh, fuck off.
Who's fucking off where?
Oh,
But
guys, you're
that's
lame. My goodness. You got to say earmuffs before they say these things.
Oh. Yeah. I know.
It's his fault. This guy's going to advance.
Yeah. I have very bad language. I apologize if anyone.
They've been
it's my
scolded,
bad.
Peter.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Pickles.
It's shameful. The language is shameful.
Yeah. And I haven't even been drinking.
That's good.
That is a good thing.
That is a good thing. As much as I miss our drinking in 40K sessions, it is a good thing that you stopped.
Yeah, it's just better. Inquisitors have 5 wounds.
Yeah, they're tough.
It's like a Space Marine captain without any armor. He's literally a company commander with an extra mode.
This is an interesting decision I have established for myself. Okay, cool. I'm going to take this tank commander and I'm going to advance him.
Sure.
I don't really have a ton of good shots. Cool. So he's going to go 13 inches up to here. Like so. This tank commander is going to drive. He's going to advance as well.
Okay.
So 13.
I think this was my fear when I was setting this up, was that if you went first, you would simply take the board with your models while pressuring me with the Vanguard vets, and I would never be able to get out of the hole.
That's exactly what I'm trying.
You tagging my tanks probably isn't even a big deal because I'm going to be at max efficiency because of what I can see. Like I wouldn't have anything to shoot with them anyways.
The idea is if I lock them down, I
Yeah.
can like even the things that you can see are annoying.
Oh, that's not even going to be. That's not even. It's not. That's probably not even relevant. I mean, not being able to move them as far would be annoying, but it's not. It's probably not even that
Okay,
relevant.
we're gonna move on to the psychic phase. I'm gonna cast +1 save on those blue Death Riders.
Oh yeah. Well, what kind of caster do you have? Primary Psyker?
Yeah, no, it's an Astropath.
Oh, well, it looks like a Primary Psyker.
Okay. No, this is an Astropath.
Is that the actual Astropath model?
That is the actual Astropath.
Oh, he's
model.
got a fancy staff.
I know. He's blind too. He's got 6 up.
They're all blind.
I know. Oh, wow. Primary Psychers aren't blind. Anyway.
Yeah, they're not soulbound. Yeah.
+1 save on this guy, on these horses. Oh look, it goes off on a 10. We're gonna exit the psychic phase. That was a wonderful psychic phase.
Cool.
Entering into the shooting phase, the orders sub-step, we're going to order those guys to move.
Okay. Hoo-hoo-hoo-wee! They go 16 inches?
Yes, they do.
Hoo-hoo-hoo-wee! How many points are those now?
Huh?
How many points are the riders now?
15 a pop.
They went down a point from last edition?
Oh, they went down 2.
Wow.
They keep going down.
Are we playing this as a feature that has movement restrictions on it
I
or
have
no?
no idea.
Right. It looks like a crater to me. I don't remember.
I can move it down.
I'm not really
I
worried.
assume it's a forest. but
I'm
who
not
knows?
worried about it. I'm just asking because it's there.
I mean, I can go 14 to here.
Sure.
I mean, you're right. I am
looks
judging
great.
you guys in the chat, but it's not that bad.
Sounds great to me.
Keep around, boys. -1 to be hit's pretty cool if you want to shoot me.
Oh, we're playing as a force? So it's -2 inches of movement on dense cover?
Generally, they make them forests. But
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's what. I don't know if it's a forest or a crater.
This guy is going to move himself.
Okay.
Okay, well,
Sorry about that.
It's okay, Mitch. I've just been chatting a little bit with the chat, and so what you missed, Peter is spreading out now that
they're
he's
not excited
pretty sure that
about
he's
where
got
they
those
are,
tags
but
tagged
they're
up.
there.
Well,
Well,
there are 2 characters just below the 2 leading
just
Russes. He's probably going to plan on
designated
ordering
unit near me
those
and deny you
5
detection cover.
Vanguard vets if he makes the charge. It looks
you
to
have
be
to go
about
see it.
4-inch charge, so it's not going to be too
I'll
hard
show
for him.
you.
But knowing that he's going to be tying up those tanks,
LOS
he's
and it's
definitely
unit
flooding the
defense.
board in
Yeah, it's
lots of
18
different
inches. I
ways.
didn't think it was LOS.
Yeah, I thought it
He's
was
move,
LOS.
move,
I mean,
move
double
that
check.
Death Corps Krieg unit up into that.
absolutely not.
I believe it's supposed to be a forest.
He has
and
no eyes
WTC.
anyways. What would he be looking at?
That's a good point.
He's seeing with his
I
mind,
already
isn't
went over that
he?
blind fight.
They've
Where is
got 5 skill of pain and plus
right
2
here.
their armor saves
He's
already.
I mean,
He's not wrong for this one.
you
That's
can eat
fine.
him, yeah.
I feel like
Definitely going to be a hard unit to move, and basically he's just kind of hiding everything else just in case he fails that charge.
So that's going to be that. 'Cause you have no way of drawing a bead through that. So I'm actually really happy with
Not
that
really.
overall.
Yeah.
I mean, that tank commander, like, because the line is like here.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm not gonna
And-
have to see shit.
Okay, so we're gonna spend 1 CP, the CP that we got, so we're back down to 6.
Yeah.
And we're going to advance and charge those
All right,
guys.
I'm gonna spend 2 CP on the tank commander.
I'm not charging the tank commander.
Oh, you're not. Okay.
No, I'm charging the infantry and the characters.
Okay. You can just touch tank commander later. All right. You good?
As they say in my hometown, there is no need for all that excitement. 8.
All right.
I believe 8 is going to be easy peasy wherever I feel like.
Sure.
We're going to measure from the very back guy. And yeah, so the back guy can land right here.
NJ40K,
We're going to
the raffle winners I don't believe have been posted yet. I believe Colin was
make sure
going
you
to be
finish
doing
everything you
that
declare.
basically at the end of everything.
Cool.
He's done a couple of recaps on different channels to stay like who has won different things already. But when this is all said and done,
And
every
we're going to
winner will be
punch.
posted on the
And what are you
website.
declaring exactly?
I declare
And
to
not only will they be
all the
posted, we
info
will
is
also
posted.
reach out via the email that you use for the donation. So rest assured,
Okay,
if you win
so-
something, we'll let you know.
because you threatened me with that Astropath. So who
Oh.
all is in that? Oh, the Inquisitor.
There's an Inquisitor in the middle of that.
And
I mean,
actually, he just told me that if you won something already, you're still.
I left a really
running
unfortunate
for
gap
big
in my
prizes
deployment. I
for
don't know
big
why I didn't think.
quantity,
All I have
and
to do is
now
put
it's
2
in the
models in there, and
army,
this problem is
so
solved. I just
You
didn't.
might have to give up.
I couldn't see it behind the wall.
Yeah, it's one of
to
those
get the
things
big
where it's like
prize.
this.
I
game
just,
is such a
I literally
razor-
couldn't see it behind the wall,
this
so I
game is
just didn't
such
think there was a
such
gap.
a razor's edge thing that it's like I see a gap in the armor, I have to drive a knife. into it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No,
All
no,
right.
it's fine. I'm just tired.
So we're gonna take the sergeant.
Zach
and
feeling a
the
little frustrated
sergeant-
there with that
Which one's the
mistake.
sergeant?
Understandable. It's
Yeah.
always hard when
I
you,
will
you
need
feel
to
like you get
remove
off
that.
on the
Oh,
wrong
there's
foot
no
before
sergeant
you
in there
even
'cause
start
they're lightning
walking.
claws.
Okay.
So we're gonna take two guys and put them into the Inquisitor. 'Cause The
Okay.
Inquisitor has a what kind
5
of
up
save?
invo.
5 of invul. Okay, that is good enough. And then who else is in there?
A company commander and an astropath.
What's the Astropath have as a power? +1 save.
Yeah, barrier.
Okay. I am going to put Astropath
Okay.
and company
So
commander.
2 into the company commander, 2 into the Inquisitor, 1 into the astropath.
There's a lot of splitting. I'm wondering if this is a
We're
good
gonna
idea.
do the Inquisitor.
If it works, it's going to be amazing.
So I'm going to hit on 2s. 6s are going to explode. +1 to hit.
Sure. Oh, you're a successor.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm getting 2.
Yeah, your Whirlwind of
3
Rage
additional.
and wannabe Space Wolf.
Yep.
Cool.
Bob Knight, we'll explain here once
These
it's
are going
combat.
to wound on 3s or rolling.
Yeah. Good thing, huh?
Yeah, that's sweet.
Okay. So how many?
That is 8 saves.
Math there is I exactly die. Dice say I exactly die. I'll CP one.
Okay.
He lives
All right, there you go.
with 1 wound.
All right, and then into the company commander.
Okay.
So I get exactly my number of hits.
I think that's math.
Yeah, that is literally math. Okay, that's going to be 7 saves.
He needs to do even better. He passed 1, 2, 3, 4 and takes 3 and lives with 1 wound.
Nice. Okay, and the Astropath.
The refractor fields are coming through for my guard right now.
I know, right?
I don't think Astropath's gonna get that lucky unless you miss with everything.
I don't, and I just wound with everything.
All right,
4 times he dies.
he goes flat. Okay.
So
Cool.
we're going to check and see what I can do.
You based me here. You can't move him. You can't move any. Oh, you can't move any of them really.
I didn't base this guy.
Oh, okay, sure.
Tokyo Drift. I didn't base him. Tokyo Drift.
Sure.
And these guys are going to pile in,
Okay.
and we are going to take some hits.
Okay, now I'm gonna punch you with like a ton of stuff, and I honestly don't know what. So this guy in the back here, wouldn't they have been closer to like the purple squad right behind and not able to go around like that?
The purple squad?
Yeah, this guy in the back wouldn't have been closer
that's
to one
a
of those
separate
models.
one.
Those are
Yeah.
separate squads. Yeah.
Okay, well then I'm piling into purple squad then. Okay,
Okay,
cool.
it's not a big deal. I
Right.
just-
Yeah, no, that's legit. I didn't realize that was 2 squads. That makes
Yeah,
total
yeah.
sense though, given that they're 10-man guardsman units.
Yeah. I don't know if there's anything about what an Inquisitor has for war gear. He has a chainsword apparently because I didn't give him a weapon. Sounds great. 5 attacks. He's up in skill 3 too. Okay, sure. Eisenhorn, do your thing. Okay, that's a lot. Cool story. Good talk. Company commander. Nothing. The Russ, or the tank commander, doesn't. I can do them together. That's the same.
So the hard thing with this is that Zach's going to be completely thrown off his game right off the bat, and he needs to shake that to start focusing on how he can recover and kind of start clawing it back, because it is turn 1. Options still
every wound's
exist,
gonna count,
and
so
it's
every
easy to
wound
get
counts.
locked into what the mistake was and not
So
what
not
the,
really gonna have a
the fix
choice.
is.
In this regard.
Yeah. While like what Peter was trying to do here, was like the whole big deal of this. The fact that he was only able to kill the Astropath should give Zach a breathing space here
So I got
by
5
splitting
guys
it.
that aren't fighting in those 2 squads.
2 characters alive.
So 20 less 5 is 15 plus 2 chain swords on the sergeant is
to get off some orders.
4 more, so it's 19 attacks.
He's not in that deep of
All right,
trouble.
Constance,
Not as
this.
deep of trouble as he could have been had he lost 2 of those.
This is what you
characters
call a big waste of time.
So
I don't disagree.
Every now and then it'll spike and you'll like lose a model. So, but so far my wounding on 5s has been abysmal, and I just hit you out of 20 dice on 4s with 6.
Nice.
Yeah.
the Inquisitor is still alive. He lost,
2.
but the Inquisitor and the company commander are on 1.
Okay, cool. Okay, so
Did Peter take assassinate?
Like, I'll just roll 12 dice.
Peter did not, Zach did.
It's probably more than that if I really took the time, but it's not worth it.
Bring it down.
Is it on 5s? They hit a bunch.
Oh, I totally should have used hammer or wrath. There you go.
Oh, for
Wordles.
1.
1.
I mean, these are supposed to not do much, but they did especially nothing right
There we
here.
go. I'm good.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Flop over to you. I'm going to pick up full engage.
Okay.
And one of my scramblers.
So we're going to move to Zach's movement phase here. If we're going to turn the chat, table down just a little bit, we'll kind of recap what's been going on. So guys, if you're just tuning in, we're in round 1 of the winners bracket. Peter versus Zach. It's Imperial Guard with Raven Guard, Successors as an ally versus pure Imperial Guard. We've just finished top of turn 1. Peter did get to go first and managed to use his Master of Ambush along with Master of the Trifold Path to find a small opening in Zach's castle, where he was able to slot in 5 Vanguard veterans that were then able to charge all of Zach's key characters and tag 2 of his tank commanders, or tag his 2 tank commanders, which is a really big deal. Now, Peter was only able to kill one of the characters, his Astropath, and he crippled the Inquisitor and company commander, so they're only on 1 wound because he split all of his attacks. But the big thing here is he tagged both of those tanks, so they're not going to be able to do a whole lot. Zach is now going to be moving into his movement phase, and he's got to make some decisions. It looks like he's going to be shoving up those conscripts to try and express his own form of board control, which is the wall of meat, as it were. If you're just tuning in to what this whole thing is, this is Hammer Out Cancer. It is a charity event where we're donating all proceeds to the Fred Hutchinson Research Center for Cancer Research, as well as a friend of the community, friend of everyone who's ever met him, I think, Vincent Price, who is dealing with cancer and the bills, etc., that go along with that right now. Every $30 you donate gets you a raffle in for some pretty amazing prizes. There's all sorts of different kits available. The big kind of grand prize is a 2,000 point fully commission painted Necron army. It's absolutely gorgeous. But if you can give anything, that would be wonderful. You can head on over to charityhammer.com or paypal.me/charityhammer if you wish to donate. If you don't have the funds, or if you're just here to watch, feel free, come in, entertain yourselves. Talk in the chat. We're answering questions. This is all for an amazing thing. I'm Peter the Falcon Colosimo from a bunch of different things, and with me is Mitch, the absolute beast from the west, I guess, as it were. Pelham. What do you think, Mitch? What's going on here?
I think that Astropath loss is actually a pretty big deal insofar as buffing conscripts. Of the things that he could have lost, it was Inquisitor, Astropath, and then the Commander. So the Astropath is not something he wanted to let go of, and I think he's kicking himself for that, because that's a power that he no longer has to buff his conscripts, whether it's Fearless or +1. It's going to matter. Losing the Inquisitor, so he doesn't even have the capability to throw up that 5-up info, would have been ideal from Peter's viewpoint. But so I think that Zach should be looking at that as the small victory here, that he can continue to buff, and he just needs to pull out of there, figure out a way to deal with those units, and just push forward like he is.
So if you're in Zach's position, you've been backfooted like this. What are you doing, Mitch? What are you doing to kind of get yourself back into the game?
So, first of all, there's Vanguard vets touching your tank commanders. Sucks. It's not great. It means they're also not getting shot by his tank commanders. So that's not the end of the world. Your tank commanders are not going to be able to kill all those Vanguard vets on their own. So you need some sort of you may want to soften them with smite or anything like that, so you can just use the non-blast weapons left over on your tank commanders, maybe clean up 1 or 2 guys. That actually gives you protection, or it would give you protection for a turn if you don't kill them this turn. Okay, no, I didn't get my shooting. I don't get shot at with them. I would continue to projectile force, and right now I think it's a board control game, and I think that if I'm trying to get my orders off for move on those conscripts, so I can really push them forward and limit where Peter can take those horses, because those horses have so much mobility and so much durability. Once they get there, they're there and they're stuck in. If you can keep them from getting where they want to go, that's a much better strategy.
Let's see what's going on in the chat here. RPG Illuminator, I take it tank commanders are really important. In these two particular lists, yes, they are. The tank commanders are the vast majority of the damage dealing power for both of these armies. A Demolisher tank commander is putting out a D6 strength. What is it now? 10 AP 4 D6 damage shots, and you've got a lot of ways to get rerolls on the amount of shots on the hits through orders. They put out a lot more damage than you'd expect. They've also got multi-meltas on these things, heavy bolters depending on the build out. So like they're very reliable. They're probably the most reliable damage in a guard army. So losing out on two of them is a pretty big deal for Zach, because it means that he's not capable of shooting into all these models, and Peter's able to take more of the board than he would have been able to previously. He didn't have to hide as carefully as he normally would have had to do.
Absolutely. There's no doubt that it's a bad thing. Luckily, Zach in the shooting side of this match has more, so he can lean on the mana cores and hopefully reduce with that. I'm more talking about just from the aspect of I think that Zach feels a little off his game and what he needs to do to get back on the horse, and so to speak, which is funny. But
I think your insight is spot on for what's going on here.
Yeah, because I think it rattled him a little bit, and now he's feeling. He's done the right move here. He's pulled back. That's the other option, is just fall back with one, both, and you are still giving up that shooting. You're going to be able to get rid of those Vanguard vets and reestablish that castle and perimeter that he clearly is going for.
The barrel completely see across. All right. Well, he can't cast his full back.
Also, going back to what you were saying about how consistent tank commanders are, I can tell you that Peter knows exactly how efficient they are, and that yes, they are the most efficient thing. He is actually the guy I go to when I want a guard unit analyzed. He knows every single unit in the book, inside and out, and has a really great depth of knowledge for everything that guard can contain. How they can fit together.
And that's another big advantage for Peter here, because Zach, in case people weren't aware, he is not primarily a guard player. He had to make an adjustment late in the game when it came to what army to bring to this RTT. He had been planning on bringing Death Guard. He had a list with 9 Mephitic Blight Haulers. But when the points FAQ came out recently, Blight Haulers went up 40 points a pop, so his army was almost 2,400 points and just unusable. And they weren't going to be using the new Death Guard Codex for this event, so he, on the spot, switched to Guard. It's doing well for him, as we saw in the first game, but now he's playing into somebody who knows Guard very, very well, and can kind of play around a lot of his tricks.
Hey. That was shocking. I know. All right, well, as they say. Probably should have done this in the other order. That was silly. Okay. I'll order him to reroll ones, I guess. Because he's leaving us. I can do that.
And Generalissimo Fred, the Demolisher cannons are blast. So what he's hoping to do instead of just doing the secondary fire with them into the vets was get his full shooting from the tank commander into them.
All right, 2d6. 2 and a 5. We'll roll the 2. 11.
Okay, that's good. All right, hitting on.
Something I also think this highlights is the huge advantage of combat squatting that Peter is allowed. He gets to choose the terms on which, okay, you've got lots of blast weapons, you don't get to do that. Oh, I'm playing against an army with a ton of bodies, and I need to fit through very small gaps to hopefully do something significant like he was able to do in turn 1 here. I need a 5-man group, not a 10-man, where it's just not going to happen.
I missed with 4. I had 11 shots.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
I can't count. I'm sorry, Peter. Apparently, I can't count.
I was like,
that or I accidentally picked up a dice in the wrong batch, but I don't.
Okay, here we go. So 7 dice, 7 4-ups. I'm gonna CP one of these.
Okay.
Yep, pass.
Okay.
Yep.
So how many models do you have left in that unit?
1.
Okay, well, there are 2 wounds. I gotta roll it, right? If I roll a 1.
Oh, yeah. So 4 go through.
1, 2, 3. Okay. Wow, good thing you don't have a feel no pain right there.
I know, right? So everyone except this guy is going to die.
Okay.
So we saw the Fred was asking a question there about why he chose to fall back and not shoot his sponsons. It's really just to get that full tank commander into the Vanguard vets, because the heavy bolters and multi-meltas that are on the for sponsons for those two other tanks, he just didn't feel would do the damage. This way, he did manage to wipe out 4 of the 5. And put in a little more pressure, at least in his opinion. Whether it was the right choice or not, it's a whole other story. But it did free up some other movement here. So, because if he doesn't wipe out the squad, he can choose to shoot it with the manticores in the back or the rest of his conscripts, etc., to try and pick off that lone model, where otherwise you wouldn't be able to.
And I think, again, what Zach is also dealing with the fact that with the low reps comes a lack of confidence inherently in any list. You don't have that confidence of previous outcomes, right? And so this is Zach right now is a little shaken right off the bat, put on the back foot, and now he's trying to retake the board and re-establish his position. And it's important that he sticks to whatever he thinks is the best game plan was, and doesn't get impatient. Because guard lists are not built for impatience. If you get impatient, if you move that one unit when you didn't need to, because you're like, oh, maybe I can get a point over here, all of a sudden it opens a hole, it creates a problem, and your list can crumble.
Yeah. And the other thing is the sponsons he chose for the commanders are multi-melta sponsons, so he's only going to get 4 multi-meltas on each one, which can go one way or the other when you're hitting on 3s or 4s, depending on orders, etc. Like I said, I'm not sure if it was the right choice, but it is a choice, and it has freed up some other options for him. So we'll see how it plays out.
That'll be annoying.
The nice thing about the list that Zach is running is that he does also have that backup of the Scions with Plasma who can hopefully come in. So if Peter is lax in his screening anywhere from here on out, he can try and pick up, deal some retribution and pick up the tank commanders, and kind of cause a huge problem in Peter's backlines.
Just barely.
I know, right? He tried.
Oh, so he did manage to pick it up eventually.
You should take and grind them down.
Yeah, no.
Okay. So,
which I would not get points for that right now. Yeah, I don't know why I did this all wrong, but go ahead.
no charges?
What can I charge with?
I mean, you could charge here if you really want.
I advanced.
Oh, derp. Oh my god. Okay.
I was going to move and charge this unit and tag them to get on there, and
Yep.
I did everything wrong. Go ahead, man.
Hold on. I'm going to get a.
I realized about when I started shooting that I had absolutely screwed up my original plan, and that none of it was going to work, and that's fine.
Okay, so we're going to check distances.
Sure.
So that's a doable charge, and if it's not a doable charge, it's a doable charge, and if not,
Are you losing movement for being
sorry.
in a forest?
There we go. Thank you.
Yep.
Keeping me honest there. I'm so used to.
I really don't care what we play that as long as we're
I'm
consistent
so
about it.
specifically used to ignoring that on Death Riders because they used
Oh,
to
really?
specifically ignore it.
So basically what we're saying is they lost an attack, they lost a lot of their good rules, but they got a wound, they got a better feel of pain, and they're just cheap.
Correct.
That is actually very good in 9th edition.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I didn't realize they were on 40s. I thought they were on oval bases.
No, they're on 40s.
Oh.
How have you been observing me play for so long and just? Been
I
like,
think I played against your Death Riders once, maybe, and I had a Castellans. They were on the board for all of 30 seconds.
He can go 20, which takes him to here
Yeah, I guess you could
at
see
a
it.
minimum. And that
I thought you said they have to advance as part of their second move.
they do.
Bob the Knight, yes, it's top of 2. We'll wait for a score update here shortly. I don't think a lot was done on Zach's side. He did manage to clear out those Vanguard vets eventually with everything he had, but he wasn't able to accomplish much else. I think he sounded there. He's a little frustrated. He zeroed in a little too hard on how he was going to deal with those and forgot his game plan with the rest of his army.
Yeah, I'm gonna just.
Yep, that's that impatience we were talking about earlier. You get so focused on what you did wrong and trying to fix it that you lose track of your game plan.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Let's tally that up real quick.
You
So
got
you're
15.
getting 0 for engage right now. How many banners? 1?
This is my first turn, bro.
Did you not raise banners? Oh, you can't banners on the first turn. can you?
I didn't. I did not raise a banner, but no, I didn't do it. You get 15. You score turn 2 at 15.
I'm scoring turn 2 at 50.
This is turn 2. Yeah, we're just going primary.
This guy, I'm going to advance these guys.
Sure.
Sounds like Peter has 15 from turn
Yeah, I
1.
just picked up 15 on
From primary, and then his secondary, he would have gotten 3 on engage. He doesn't have assassinate. He didn't score any grind them down, and scramblers. He won't score that for at least another 2 rounds. I do know that he deployed 1 scrambler, so I'm assuming he's going to do a similar thing this turn, probably with those infiltrators.
Yeah, he's positioned himself really well for scramblers in general.
Yeah.
It's just a gimme for him right now.
Yeah, and now these Vanguard vets, because Zach chose to advance and rather than kind of charge and wrap them, they're just going to fly deeper, probably deeper into Zach's line, and kind of do the same thing he did once before if he can.
So you need 2 inches more than that. You need a 5.
Then I'm going to
Just as discussing the advance roll there, it looks like Peter needs a 5.
That's a 1. Okay.
It's a 1.
So he's just going to pop them in right in front of those conscripts instead.
Yep.
Right. Reroll.
This guy is going to go here.
Was that a captain?
Yeah, that's a captain.
Oh. Cool.
He's got 6 inches.
There's the smash captain by the looks of things.
Oh, he is the order of advance in charge.
These guys are going to advance. If I roll like a 6, no.
Is there like a system for removing that stuff? Is there a way to remove that stuff? Is it soluble in a particular solvent?
Yes, it's just a bit of an effort, as they say.
Oh man, I'm sorry. That's.
I don't care. It's fine. Okay, this is an awkward thing to measure, given how this table is actually set up.
Sure.
24 inches off totally gets me a 2.
Sure.
So what we're going to do is these boys are going to flip to the other side, like that.
Good.
TC is going to drive forward his 5 inches to there.
Beep beep.
Beep, beep, motherfucker, and he is going to, have him.
Do it.
I've got 3 minutes. Here, I don't actually.
Peter unleashing his tank commander onto Zach's closest tank commander. That's very probably going to hurt. He can max out his shots in the vehicle and really pretty much guarantee the kill.
Yeah, for sure. Pickles, if you're in there, can you tell me which one of those Lehman Russes is the non-commander, the one that's just a plain Jane?
Yeah.
That guy right there? Okay. So another thing, just for the earlier chat we had about spawns and whether or not he should have fallen back, that plain one that's in the front, the one that's not a tank commander, it actually didn't have any sponsons other than the 1 heavy bolter. So he would have had 2 multi-meltas and 2 heavy bolters he could have put into the 5 Vanguard jets. Generally not enough with the penalties he's going to suffer to kill all 5, given that they'd have to get through a 4+ invulnerable save.
Maybe.
And a
This
2+
is a tank
so.
commander. The close axes are tank commanders. It's fine. It's not a big deal. I got the job done. I killed the whole squad, so it doesn't matter.
That's true.
Best case, it would have saved me a mana cross shot somewhere else, but it wouldn't
You
have
guys
done much.
are going to advance.
Sounds good, man.
That's just going to keep them their full movement.
Okay.
Over here, I think securing this objective, at least for a turn, is pretty nice. So what I'm going to do, and it's going to sound silly, I'm going to move like this.
It looks like Peter has lined up his upper tank commander there to possibly get a shot on the mana core in the back there.
And you
Yep, on these WTC boards, there's about an inch and a half, I believe, is the measurement from the top and that bottom. There's like a space where you should be able to get line of sight into that back corner.
Yeah. Now, I believe Peter is using Tallarn tank commanders. Am I
Yes.
correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
So, very different animal from any other tank commander. Super mobile and able to continue to dish out the punishment. Phenomenally flexible, and Peter has been playing them for years.
Man, I don't know how I'm supposed to start going second when you already have models on everything. The infiltrators actually are really nice for that too. Anyways,
The point is like
max pressure, dude, full pressure. I love it.
and then this guy is going to. That's a good point. What does that fool do? So if he moves and he advances, yeah, okay. So he's going to move in advance.
Okay.
Cool. 13.
Over here?
Yes.
Oh,
it
sure does. Sure does. That's the point.
And then.
Yeah, Mitch, you're right. He does have line of sight on that mana core from up there.
Thanks for letting us know, Pickle.
What a gentleman.
And we're going to cast +1 save on that guy.
On the tank?
He's the best.
Dude, I so am.
If I had a Rapturous, you would.
My favorite pickle after those spears I bought to last Charity Hammer.
Oh, the Death Reaper ones or whatever? Carolina Reapers?
Oh yeah, so good. So good. No one else would eat them but me and Danny McDevitt.
He's going to go out to here, like so. And that is going to project. I mean, it's pretty much the same.
So it looks like he moved his Death Corps squadron commander.
Okay. And it's plus it's connected to an additional model, and that's funny.
Okay. He counts as just because it's obsec on obsec on obsec. Okay. Sure.
We're gonna go into the rest of the shooting phase. We're gonna.
Your favorite part. 12 shots, baby. Send the sugar.
So let's turn this up a little bit so we can hear exactly what's going to happen with this shooting, because I think this is going to be a pretty important shooting phase for Peter here, seeing how much damage he's capable of.
Oh, you can't use 12 shots. You get 6 shots, right? So you probably don't even do that.
So
Awesome. Thank you.
probably
Beautiful.
going to do it like that and
Okay.
make it as obnoxious as possible.
Sure.
So, well, no, hold on. I don't
Yep.
feel like just randomly getting charged by guardsmen.
Yep.
who didn't keep the
Peter
promise.
almost
Sure
making a
you
huge
do.
mistake
Come on,
there.
man.
Huge. That would have been a really big problem for him if he had tucked that tank commander just right up against that wall.
For the lulls, sir. For the lulls.
I'm going to do it like that.
Okay. I mean, you can still get charged by guardsmen. Now you just get to punch him back.
I fully intend to. So I am going to do, actually, well, if I'm here, I'm going to do the following.
Okay.
Cool. All right.
You spent a lot of time moving that one.
It's because I have
Move it 2 more times.
plus D6, like from here, like cool. I can
Cool.
go further than the point at which I maximum can. It's why it's like, where am I
All
going
right.
to go?
How we doing this, man?
All right. So we're going to go over into, well, and this guy's going to use get around behind them. This guy,
Is that the... What is that?
that's the, he's going to shoot and then he's going to scoot.
Okay, move her. You got it. That's right. Oh, I forget Tallarn, right? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's rad. This guy.
Yep.
We're going to put the multi-meltas here, and then
Okay.
we're going to spend 2 CP to max shots going into him.
Okay. How many CP does that leave you with?
Huh?
How many CP does that leave you
3.
with? Okay. So 6 shots?
Really good
Good
rolling
shots.
of the offer by Peter there.
4.
Oh, that's...
I advanced.
Oh, so it makes your weapon
You broke up
assault
there. I
weapon.
didn't understand what you said.
Effectively.
Huh.
It's Tallarn.
2s and 3s. C of them. That's not a C of 2s and 3s, in fact. That's
Yeah, still nothing, Peter. You might need to reconnect.
3s.
Okay, full house. -3. 6 ups.
4 of them. 4.
Yeah.
5 + 1, take 9.
Okay. And damage.
Oh, right, it's not flat 3. Yeah, go ahead.
Smoke you.
13.
You
Cool.
explode.
Let's find out. Nope. Right.
Cool. Multi-meltas. Also
Yeah.
on 4s.
Yeah.
That's 1.
There's your C if it runs 3s and 2s.
I want to re-roll one of these. It's going to mess you up if I do. Yeah, I'm going to command point it.
Okay.
Cool. 2 hits.
Okay.
I need 3s.
It's a multi-melt. You need 4s on a rust. Unless you magically have +1 to it.
Absolutely right. And then the heavy bolter, same target.
Okay.
2 hits.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay.
All right, I'm so used to multi-meltas, like getting people on. All right,
Yeah.
this guy, other tank commander.
That's why russes are good, man.
Yeah, I mean, here we go. So 2d6 shots.
Okay.
11. Oh, sorry, that's 9. I can't count. Ignore me.
I can't count either, man. I've been numerically literate for a long time.
3s.
Right, you're shooting scooting now. Rolling once. 4?
4. 6 ups.
I'll just pass 2 of these. By 2, I mean 1.
Okay. That is 10 damage. Multi-meltas. 2 hits. 4s. 2 go straight through. I willed to kill you, basically. You explode.
Normal rust does not explode.
Okay, so that's a TC gone. I'm going
That's
to...
not a TC. It's a normal rust. Like I said, I made a mistake, and I said this was not. The closed hatch is the tank commanders. The one odd one out is the non-tank commander.
That guy?
That was right. You were shooting right here to here just now.
Yeah, no. I know. It's that guy. That was the one that you shot hitting on 4s. The one in the back.
That was what I was saying. That was the mistake I made. I shorted myself hitting on 3s.
Oh,
I rolled.
okay.
That's why I'm saying I rolled my own model wrong. I was hitting on 3s and I rolled it on 4s.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
A little miscommunication
You know, I actually
there.
put that one in front because I wanted to lose the non-tank commander first. I thought it through during deployment, and then I went to shoot. I was like, oh, it's non-tank commander.
Okay, so we're going to go over to the rest of my shooting fuzz. I'm going to... Nothing, right? Nothing. Nothing's going to happen. All right. And yeah. So we're going to move over to charges.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to charge these guys with
Okay.
them. So just that
Okay.
ball. And we're just going to see what we get. And we're going to go as deep as we are allowed to.
That's what she said.
It absolutely is.
My goodness, these guys.
11 inches.
We're going, baby.
That's it's gonna get in there.
Get in there. How many problems can we cause?
This is going to be a lot of problems.
Legally complete this charge.
Yeah, this is like I don't know if those are a power fist or lightning claw, but it is a grenade of pain. No matter what.
Like that.
Creates a lot of issues. Oof.
And chain out. And chain.
I was hoping after you didn't roll a big advance number that I might get away with having made that mistake of leaving a hole there, but 11 is not the number I needed to not get punished there. So are you within an inch of me?
Of these guys?
Yeah, they're your declared target. Oh, there, now you are.
Yeah.
I was like,
Well, it's like I should have enough to basically, because like I should be, yeah, I can be within an inch, and then I'm just going to use this guy,
Sure.
and we're basically going to fan out, and we're going to give the best hug that we can.
oh.
And
I
I'm going
totally
to
tried
have.
to cheat, by the way. This model is actually part of the squad and has to have moved back.
Oh, that's fine.
I mean, I'd much rather have me right in front of my tank, but...
I am going to charge this guy into those front conscripts. Actually, I'm going to charge these guys now.
Okay. Sure.
So they're going to go over here. Staying outside of one, but we're just going to be on the
sure.
other side. Because, as they say, we are jerks.
Works for me.
And then this guy is going to charge. Okay. And 5 inches is, can you hand me that?
Oh, sure.
Sorry, I'm running away with my own.
Ah!
5. Here. Horses, charging.
They didn't advance, right? Did they advance?
they did not.
Okay. It's some large number.
What is it?
From here to here.
9?
You're within 11, so you need a 10.
Okay. Cool. 10.
Okay. Just no big deal. Man,
Oof, the
I'm
Death
I'm pretty
Riders
sure like you needed
coming
like
in with a nice
10
long
or 11
charge.
to really make this a problem. Got it. 10. Got it. Okay.
This is like
Cool.
Do
Do it.
insult to injury here with that kind of a charge.
Do it.
Yeah, that's some salt in the wound.
Choke on it. All right.
He's
I will. Believe
also
me.
for everyone watching. Peter and Zach play each other regularly. They live in the same area of the greater
The real
Seattle
thing
metropolitan
that
area,
does is it
so
fucking body blocks
they're
them
good
way
friends.
the
So they
fuck
might
out of
be
it.
giving
That-
each
that's-
other a
like I said,
little
this
bit
problem is you're
more
fast,
of a hard
and
time.
There's
So
You're
but
fast.
don't take
I'm
that as
very
bad
fast.
fortune.
model
They're just having a
this
good
unit
time.
advanced. Maybe I could have tried to move them last turn, but like what? I don't actually have many other moves. All right, what else are we doing?
I think that's gonna be it. Because these guys, I mean, I could 1 CP YOLO charge and just really force you to choke if I make that charge, because it's +1. And can you get me a range on those guys?
From where to where?
Here to just in there.
You're +1.
Yeah.
You're within 10, so you need an 8 probably.
An 8.
Yeah, 8 + 1 is 9, and you're within 10. That works.
How much CP do I need right now? And the answer is actually not that much.
Send it.
Yeah, so we're gonna CP it, so bringing me down to 2, and I need
Okay.
an 8. Gambler's luck right here. That's a 7.
That is 1 short of an 8, sir.
Yeah. So that's nothing happens. Cool.
All right. Anything else?
No, I'm just gonna start
Smack the
punching
shit out of me.
Okay. I'm gonna start over here.
Good choice.
Hi.
Just remember, each of those models must move closer to the closest model,
Yep.
and it does it pile in.
Yep. Hence what? Okay, then I'm going like that. You know, just making it absolutely certain.
Sure.
And
And the closest model to him was the tank, not one of the characters.
yeah,
Okay.
that was like
Sure.
the entire point. And then this guy is going to go like that.
Okay.
And then this guy, we're gonna have him shimmy like that, so he's within half an inch. So we'll just get more attacks
Sure.
into the conscripts for no particular reason.
Sure.
All right, so I have a sergeant and his friend against some people.
Okay.
So the sergeant has 4 attacks on the charge, and this is a Thunderhammer that is meaningfully identical against conscripts. So we're just going to roll his attacks together with his friends.
Sure.
So hitting on 3s with 6s exploding. Cool. So full house.
Cool.
2s. I believe that is just 5 pasted conscriptos.
That is what they do, man.
Okay. Sir, do you wish to interrupt?
Nah, go ahead.
Cool. We're going to go over here. This is also, oh, actually, yeah, no, I'm going to start with these guys, because if you pull the riders out, they're just going to go deeper. Like, you
Sure.
either pull this way or
Yeah.
that way, and, you know. And if you zipper them, then I'm going to grab people. Like, it's going to be a whole thing.
Sure.
I mean, that's the idea, right? So, and yep, we've got a sergeant, so I have that many attacks. Hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. 6s are going to explode.
Sounds great, man.
Pop die.
Who's this with? Oh, the horses?
No, just those
Oh,
guys.
they hit on 2s, right?
They've got power fists.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
this
That's why they
one's
have
got
that's why they
power
have
fists.
rubber bands on them. Sure.
Cool. All right, so I get 1 additional hit. That's
Cool.
very nearly a full house.
I believe that's, well, not quite the math on those numbers, but close.
No, I rolled nearly half 1s, which is very much like me. 8 dead.
Sounds good. I mean, I can make it a little harder for these guys to fight.
Okay, I'm going to go with the captain next.
Sure.
So 6 attacks hitting on 2s, because he the Whirlwind,
Sure.
not rerolling anything. Cool. 2 dead.
Okay.
So everything seems to be coming up Millhouse for Peter here. Mitch, what do you
Yeah.
Get
think
Go
be
ahead.
able to do?
4 guys. They're gonna.
So right now Zach
River.
is reeling. He
Four
is
lance
totally
attacks.
off of his game. He has doubled down on mistakes unintentionally,
No.
and I
And
think
then,
he's feeling,
Horse six.
probably pretty
Okay.
defeated at this very moment.
Uh,
What he can do is he can
I
definitely
will
kill at
squad.
least one of Peter's tank commanders and try to reestablish a little bit of a barrier so that he can hopefully
Told you
start
horses
plugging
aren't
away at those horses because
I
Demolisher
remember
cannons
being
will clear
scared
them
last
quickly.
edition.
Yeah, they.
Like, used to do stuff.
It's not the most efficient thing in the world, but
Stuff
it's
now.
definitely
And
something
they
you can do.
do
So if you can
stuff, and
reduce his
They exist.
firepower,
They exist.
but
angrily.
the Vanguard vet's getting into his lines. It's really hard to come back from that. He doesn't his
But that's the
his
thing. Things they do.
army inherently doesn't have a combat repellent. That way, he has his
You know the
plasma
only
he
thing
can
about-
drop
so
in.
this
He can
was an
probably
annoying play
pick
you
up
made
that
here,
hidden
but
tank
honestly,
commander.
I think if you had actually had a
I don't see any
10-man and
models
just
down
gone
with the
wall
lower
just in
left
front of me, it would have
objectives.
been more restrictive.
So he could pop down there with Scions
actually
and nuke the
considered,
commander.
like,
That's
the
something.
plans I had.
For significantly reducing the firepower. On the right hand side,
Yeah,
he
I think if you
can't
put a
really
10
do
man
anything
across
if
the
those
front of my
infiltrators are
DZ,
still there.
I
That's the
can't
problem,
move.
right?
It's just
That
the
1
kicker is I
foot
don't wanna
bubble
do,
keeps
like,
his Scions from
leverage
being able to do
your,
anything. So he's gonna have to drop in the
indirectly
backfield.
to the
Otherwise,
line.
the other
Yeah.
thing he could do is
Like,
drop
The
a
problem
few
is, if you do
squads of
that, I
Scions
never
into
score
his
fire.
own lines.
That's the problem.
To
That's
try
my problem in this
and
game
nuke
is just
more
I
of
never
those.
score.
It's just
More of the Vanguard vets. It's a really hard position to be in, but the plasma is the only thing he has right now that can punch back
Bad news
We
in a
talked
way
about
that
this against
might
Paul.
either.
Like, if Paul goes
I
first
think
and takes
Peter
the
got a
board,
little
and I'm
lax on his
stuck trying
back
to play back to not get
screening.
charged by a bunch of less, I just lose. And that's very similar.
Welcome to the
this.
problem with Imperial Guard. Anyway,
So what this list needs is some white scars or sisters. Repentia would be great. Repentia and rhinos. Maybe what an
Zach
object.
bemoaning his lack of countercharge
maybe
and
onto something.
close
And,
combat repellent there.
that may lead you down a path that I don't know. Does it look like this? So anyway, we're gonna go over.
Let's have less silly horses.
So we're gonna go over to you, and
okay.
you're gonna score.
I'm gonna punch you, man.
Oh, okay, sorry. Punch me. You're gonna score 0 on primary.
Yeah, of course I am. I've got five to go there, and then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 into them. 5 into the horses.
Right now, I think that you can hear
they'll
in
miss.
his voice Zach kicking himself for the mistakes he's made, and that's really what's going on here. Peter knows it's nothing to do with him.
The Vanguard
He's
vets?
played a very aggressive, straightforward game.
Conscript sitting on 5 is kind of a
Zach's
bummer.
just frustrated
Bring in my.
with
That all did nothing?
the
What did?
mistakes and holes he created
Oh, your
unintentionally.
deep strike? Yeah. Oh man, I figured you were waiting on purpose. Just more pressure, but not that it matters.
It's because I forgot. I would have deep struck a unit like here. This is what I should have done. I should have landed right here and zoned out deep strike.
Sure.
That's about
I'm gonna just roll all their chain swords together for the company commander and the Inquisitor because they're exactly the same.
Yep.
I have consistently rolled like no 5s to wound. Apparently, my models are just terrified of. There's one.
One?
Yeah, one.
Right
Right here. Okay. I'm just gonna roll some dice here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just rolling up. I'll roll 9 dice. I could probably roll a bunch more, but it'd just be a bigger waste of time. I hit you once.
Oh, that's good.
Does not wound. Cool story. As far as coming in, I can. Is it only on turn 3 or later you can come in with an inch edge, or you can always come in with an inch edge?
Always come in within an inch.
Okay, so I can back up and just put plasma right here and show you with it. Okay,
Yes.
cool. In fact, I can do that over there too. Even if you try to zone me out, I can just put stuff on my edge.
Correct.
So, okay. Well, I'm gonna have to avail myself fully of that option because I'm in a corner.
We're gonna enter the morale phase once you're done swinging over here, if you choose to do so.
Over here?
Yes.
I rolled that already.
Oh,
I rolled 14 here and 5 there and did nothing.
Okay.
I rolled this, did nothing. Morale, you killed a bunch of them. There's like 18 or 19 models there. I'm gonna roll a 1. That's a 2. All right, how many guys do I got left? I'll run with 1. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18. They're above half. Here's 12. 3 more. Well, that's 2. Okay. You know what's funny? There's a Death Guard.
Conscripts actually don't care very much. Like,
And I don't care
people that
about
just
them.
they just got butchered. They watched a couple of their.
They're
friends
literally
explode.
surrounded by Space Marines and angry cavalry, and they're like, eh.
Deeply apathetic about the entire experience.
Yeah. You know what's funny?
Pretty great.
One of the new Death Guard secondaries is 3 points if a unit that lost a model to a plague weapon fails a morale test. So you get 15 if you win all 5 turns. I don't know how you're going to do it on the first couple. And when you find the draw on turn 3, I don't know how they won't auto pass it. I don't know how that secondary is supposed to work. That's what the conscripts I was thinking about.
It probably doesn't. Here's the thing, right?
It's great for narrative play.
Well, no. What you do is if you have a lot of plague weapons, if you punk 2 units and they both fail, you can only auto.
Yeah, I get
I'm not
that.
saying it's good.
I get that.
How is it physically possible to score 15? Well, like this.
I get that. I'm just like, okay, sure, I guess.
All right. Carry on.
All right, so.
So let's turn down the table
this
chat for a little
commander is,
bit, and
really
we'll
sick of you
we'll
touching him,
chit-chat about what's
but
been happening here.
he's
Sure
been saying
thing. That
for
was
years.
a very eventful round.
Yeah,
saw-
so
Go ahead.
sorry. No, you go ahead, Mitch. You do. Yeah.
Oh no, I was going to say we saw Peter really just cut into Zach's lines and everything kind of crumble. One of the mana cores is gone. His non tank commander Lehman Russ has been removed. His front lines are currently in shambles due to Vanguard vets, and one of his tank commanders has again been touched. That's a lot of, and not to mention the fact that the Death Corps of Krieg Riders seem to have collapsed part of the flank of the conscripts and are now pushing in on his objectives. In his corner, I think he's feeling very boxed in, and Peter, I think through their conversation, realized that he wasn't screening well enough for the Scions that will probably be coming in, and is going to be addressing that. So that's also bad news for Zach.
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm looking at what we should have, and I believe the score is 21-0 right now. In round 2, because Zach scored no primary here. He hasn't gotten any secondaries yet. He may be able to score 2 on engage. I don't think he's getting assassinate anytime soon, unless he gets really lucky on one of these characters that Peter's been aggressive with. But Peter scored 6 on Bring It Down. He scored 6 on Engage. He hasn't finished Scramblers yet, but that's just like a foregone conclusion, I think, at this point. Things look really, really good for Peter right now. If you're just tuning in, this is Hammer Out Cancer, a charity hammer event. We're raising money for the Fred. I've butchered this name so many times. Hutchinson Cancer Research Center, and it's just a beautiful thing. We're also raising money for Vincent Price, who's an amazing part of our community. If you've ever met Vince, he is just a beautiful soul. No money's being pocketed. Everything's voluntary. It's all going towards charity. Every $30 you donate does get you a raffle ticket that you can use to win some pretty fabulous prizes. There's still thousands of dollars in prizes to be won, including the big prize, a fully painted golden Necron army that's been touched up by Chuck himself, but was originally a Nova Open commissioned army that was won several years ago. There's just so much value here. But if you're just here and you just want to support us by watching and chatting in the chat, that's perfectly fine too. This game started off with a bang for Peter. He did get to go first. He's running Raven Guard with his Death Corps of Krieg and a couple tank commanders. He noticed there was a hole in Zach's line where he could fit 5 Vanguard veterans if he used Master of Ambush. He took advantage of that hole, dropped them in, charged a number of characters, tagged 2 of Zach's tanks, and really put Zach in a poor mindset. He wasn't able to shrug that off and play his own game in the following round, and it's caused him to kind of go into a cycle where he keeps making like small errors, and Peter's constantly capitalizing on them.
Yeah, no, and it's allowed Peter to take control of the tempo of the game completely. We are like everything is happening at the pace that Peter wants to push at, which it's a fast-paced list, and so that makes Zach feel even more cornered and up against the wall. And now we are seeing the score. We've got 1 secondary point for Zach, and then 22 overall points for Peter. So yeah, things have not gone well.
Sorry, what?
Is the hold zone of that objective within 6 of the stable edge? And do you have any models on it?
No, and yeah.
Oh, you left your table over here.
Looks like the answer to that question is yes. I don't know if it's supposed to be, but it certainly appears to be.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to be grateful.
Yeah, just when you get something, you take it.
Peter, I have been taking it all game. If you haven't noticed.
I have, and I love it.
Oh no, not like this, guys.
Well, at least I get to pick up some of your models.
It's all consensual,
You've
guys.
exposed them to me.
Everyone's
so I
here
get
of their
to
own
pick them up,
volition.
which is going to feel great.
So some plasma is going over here.
I'm going to put a guardsman over on that. A non.
So we see Zach hopping onto an objective. Apparently, the infiltrators are not there down in that corner anymore. Maybe they've moved up. But that is allowing Zach to get on an objective and then hopefully I think he's going to try and pump plasma into the Vanguard vets that are kind of in between his two conscript lines right now.
He needs to fall back.
I like, barring there being anything back in the lower left-hand corner to keep him from deep striking there, I really think he needs to try and capitalize and take out that tank commander if he can. He has lots of plasma, and certainly enough to deploy in a couple different spots.
I'm just going to put him on this side of this wall.
That's also going to create a divide for where Peter needs to be focusing his attention, and that could help him try and gain a bit of a bit of a tempo and some momentum for at least some points. Things go his way, he could see a more favorable swing there than he might be expecting.
Hey, these are just mixed regiment guardsmen, I think.
You're in favor of regiment mixing.
They're regiment soup, okay? And after you're done blendering them, they're going to be full guardsman soup.
Oh no. I like regiment mixing.
It does sound like we've moved into the third or fourth stage of grief right now with Zach. He's into acceptance.
There was some bargaining going on for sure. A little earlier on, but yeah, no, it's. I think that Zach is realizing that he is where he is, and he needs to play what's in front of him, not what he not the situation he wants to be playing.
Because
sounds like a plan.
I theoretically should be able to. Do you have a single model on that, like a character? Well, I mean, OBSEC won't matter. I'll take you off if it wants to kill you. I mean, I should actually be able to claw back and score some points out of this. It won't be enough to actually contest the game, but I'm going to do my best.
All right.
There's that fifth stage of acceptance you're talking about there, Peter.
It'd just be too little too late in terms of score.
I'm sad about that multi-meltas. I'm sad.
Which, about what?
I wanted to kill it with multi-meltas.
Didn't it do nothing?
Yeah, I just failed to win.
Yeah, that was it. Well, yeah, that's the thing about T8, man. That's what makes it good. That's why it's so frustrating with Sisters, because that stupid Strag gives them +1 to wounds. Even things that are T8 that should nominally be kind of safe from Melta are very much not safe from Melta, and I should be smart and actually put my plasma on the line and the stupid shit out of the way. You know, at least pretend that I know how to play this game. I'm not actually a 40k player, I just play one on TV. I don't think that makes any sense.
I mean, you are playing one on TV after a fashion.
That is true. So I've got 1, 2, 3.
Val, I believe that he doesn't have a Warlord because he would have taken 2 full payload mana cores, so that would consume his Warlord trait +1 CP for the second full payload on the other Manticore.
Correct.
How are the commentators feeling?
Yep. Dude, bro.
Huh? No. Oh, sorry. There's a single Astropath. I mean, because it's vital intelligence, I hold that objective. Right?
Hey, so
most.
an inch is
as empty as my soul.
An inch is like 25.
There's a little bit there.
An inch is like 25.0 something millimeters, right? So if I'm on a 25 millimeter base and I stack them nuts to butts, I should be able to fit 2 in against the wall and be within an inch of the edge.
Sorry, what are you trying to do?
An inch is slightly greater than 25 millimeters, right? It's like 25.4 millimeters or something.
Yes.
So if I stack these guys nuts to butts, the outside guys within an inch of my table edge.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure we're on the same page. Like if they're absolute
Actually,
nuts.
wouldn't they have to be wholly within?
I don't know. I've never used. It doesn't matter. I can just put them on. I can make it work either way.
Well, does it gain or it doesn't gain or deny rapid fire potentially?
I go 18 inches.
Oh yeah,
So
it makes so good.
It makes no difference. I just have never had to use this before.
Let's not slow down the game by forcing us to look that up.
You're like, that's some stupid shit, Zach. Just deploy your models.
I mean, I feel like the game's been going pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we've still got about an hour and a half left to play. We are only on the bottom of 2, but that being said, like this is kind of normal speed, and it's just going to get faster and faster the more these conscripts die. So
Yeah, it's gonna land. It's gonna start to landslide into Peter's favor as the amount of stuff that Zach has is just reduced like incrementally.
I can't psychic because I fell back. Though, by the way, let me just say that the length they've lived for how this started is amazing. High marks for that. I'll make sure he gets evac on the first transport.
Like there's just a bunch of.
That guy's not gonna make it. He's not getting on a Valkyrie.
Like,
It's not happening.
well, a certain kind of Valkyrie, just not the plane.
Yeah, fair enough. He did die in battle.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna bad touch this and say I don't care.
Okay. So,
As Arnos, there's no relic listed. He may have taken one. A couple of these lists that are on the that were provided were a little shorthand, so we only found out a little bit later about some additions.
Roll ones on.
I haven't heard him talk about any relics in this list, so it's quite possible he just forgot
No, there's 2
or didn't know he could take one.
3 6-mans and 3. Yeah, so all 3 command squads as well as. Okay, I have full orders for everything. I have 6 orders and 6 squads. That's all the things. Oh yeah, I'm gonna spin a CP because I can. Try and get those conscripts to rapid fire at your horses. They don't listen. Probably should just order them to do it, but it doesn't matter. Okay, cool. He's gonna reroll ones. He's gonna sadly just swivel his turret. And
he's gonna look longingly at the trigger he's never pulled.
All right, I'm gonna go here first into them. I even have 3 colors of dice for this. Okay. Everything's real on ones.
We can see here that Peter's really just set himself up to be able to continually launch more Vanguard vets into Zach's back lines. We see that there's a second squad of them, it looks like, staged in between the conscripts. If they don't get plasmid off, which it looks like they probably will be, because I believe that Zach has fully committed. I believe all of his scions are down over there.
Yeah.
He's realized he can't handle that anymore, and he's just trying to make it go away with maximum firepower.
This guy's right here. It's units 1, 2. There's no reason I wouldn't pull that way. The second unit is less.
I'm going to step away for a moment there, Mitch. I'll be right back.
Okay, no worries.
It is. 1.
Is there any other threats to these guys?
Oh god, this guy right. He can see him with the mana core. Can see him with this.
Okay, that's good enough to waste shots.
Las guns. Roll ones. Okay, now I'm gonna just wound you with a pile of las guns, and you're gonna take a bunch of saves. That's great. 2. Okay. Oh, you can fall back and charge for CP, right? Okay. Well, that orange guard wasn't in combat. They can just charge him if I have to. That'll be great. So I'm going to go over there first. I'm going to put 1 plasma command squad into those 5 guys. They're the least threat. It's the wrong order to do this in. I'm going to put 1 plasma command squad into your Vanguard vets right there.
Okay.
It's the right idea, just the wrong way to do it. And then one more. Okay. 7 on the Vanguard vets. Does that leave 1?
So we see Zach here heavily investing in getting rid of those Vanguard vets with his plasma. I know he needs to do that. I feel like he may have overcommitted a little bit, but we'll see.
I'm actually have more guns over there than I need.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, I'm going to put the next. I'm going to have 3 command squads. That was the first one. Next one is going to go into those.
Yeah, he went in way too hard on the threat response there. He needed to get save some of them, some of the other ones, or drop them somewhere else where they could have done more damage, more mitigating damage.
That's from the Titanic. We're all going to die.
The top left-hand corner where all the dice are right now, you might have been able to get an angle on that tank commander, or you could have dropped the Scions in the back of your own field to shoot that upper tank commander that's right up against that large L.
Infiltrators? Okay.
You needed to reduce Peter's firepower in some significant way, along with killing Vanguard vets, to really be having a productive
3 of them
round.
into the captain, 1 to that van vet.
How are you going to shoot into the captain?
Is he with a 3-unit model? 3-model unit?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Captain? Everything's good. 2s. Okay, 4 on the captain.
4 on the captain. Oh, he could die here.
He did.
What kind of other shooting do you have?
I have another normal squad over there. I have another special weapons guy with 3 plasma in it.
Okay, I'll CP it.
Okay.
Bad decisions are fun to foreorder.
Okay.
Ramp.
The last class-
We are using the updated table size, which is 5 foot by 44 inches.
Okay. And then the last thing over there can only see that one guy. We'll just put into him. Okay, I hit him. I really wish that was hitting on 3s. 2 more. Okay. Cool. We're going to put a demo cannon into them, for the horses. Man, I'm actually going to go here first. They're through in models with 5-up feel no pain, right? Mm-hmm. Man, that is an obnoxious combination of traits to have. What's that guy over there in the corner? What is he?
This guy?
Yeah.
He's an officer.
Does he do anything scary?
He'll punch you. He has a power sword. He hits on 3s.
I'm going to put a heavy bolter from here. I'm going to put the primary right here. I'll spend a CP. That'll on 3s. Cool. The heavy bolter.
Heavy bolter.
So is it you pick a target you can see and get +1 to that target?
It's only with the top things.
Oh, well then 4's the heavy bolter on the 1 van vet. Hits once. 1 3-up. Okay.
Oh, no.
That was convenient. The main gun there. 2 and a 1. I can roll the 1 into a 3, 5. Of course, you spend CP to make the shooting better. It guarantees you're gonna like a balls number of shots. They'll hit.
Okay. I mean, that's where I'm used to it also failing.
3 wounds.
3 wounds.
3 wounds. Whoops. 6.
6. Yep.
You got 6 left?
Yep.
I'm going to put...
Amish, it's 5 foot by 44 inches. That is the standard size of table for competitive Warhammer 44. Or 40k, sorry. The 44-inch thing threw me off.
Happens to the best of us. I am back.
Welcome back.
So it looks like I missed some Vanguard vet murder.
Yeah, it was funny. I said I think that Zach had overcommitted the amount of units for the amount of units he needed to remove, and about 10 seconds later he's like, "Yeah, I don't think I needed this many guys because one command squad killed almost all the Vanguard vets that were in the conscripts." So again, I think he needed to be a little more strategic. I think he just over committed to killing the Vanguard vets with those Scions, and now he's lacking backfield threats that would be at least theoretically somewhat dictating Peter's play back there.
Okay, so what's a bunch of ones? 5 wounds into the horses. They don't have an inroad, do they?
No, but they have a 3-up save right now because I cast that power on them.
Oh, well, you do. Sure. Yeah, sounds good.
So I take 4 damage, 1 at a time.
First one is 1.
Okay.
Second one is 4, so 5 on the first 2 total.
All right, so he has taken 1. He needs to. Okay, he dies just barely.
Okay. So next one is 5.
Okay, he's probably dead. So it's probably 2. He made a okay effort.
The next one is 3.
Cool. So I lose 2.
Okay. The heavy bolter at them, and the one guy took a wound or 2 wounds.
Yes, just took 2 wounds.
Heavy bolter ones. Oh, 1 heavy bolter save.
Ignored.
Okay. All right. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't. Cool. I touch you.
All right, cool.
I'm just gonna touch you from behind the wall. Cool.
All right. Anything else?
Did I miss anything? I can't charge with anything. Everything fell back. I think I shot with everything.
Sounds good.
Okay. You only score 10 primary now. You do not hold more.
Yeah, I'm going to score 10.
So interesting turn for Zach there. Like Mitch was saying, he did manage to clear out 10 more Vanguard vets, which is like a no small thing. But yeah, he definitely overcommitted in that bottom corner. He probably could have taken at least 2 squads, put them in the bottom left or top left, and caused Peter to at least have to consider kind of going in reverse to deal with them.
I forget you have Death Corps characters that move.
Absolutely, and he probably could have picked up a tank commander, or depending on where he could play. Again, we don't necessarily know where the infiltrators are right now, but he could have possibly picked up those other 5 Vanguard vets that seem to be resting in the left-hand central L. So that would have been the other play to try and reduce that threat. So if you're gonna overcommit to that, like make sure you nuke every version of that coming at you.
Yeah, because that would be a big swing for Zach at that point, not having to deal with any Vanguard vets anymore. It kind of puts him in a better spot where he's just got to deal with these horses, which is no small task, but at least he has a chance to possibly clear some stuff out, kind of gain back some points, because he's in a deep, deep hole right now.
Yep.
And now we're seeing Peter, looks like he didn't really move anything. He's just looking to where to place his Scions.
We're in combat over here. We're within 1 inch of the wall. That's pretty fun.
The other way, I didn't even think about rolling my attacks.
Yeah, that was pretty nice.
I was like, this is a waste of time. I'm not gonna bother. I actually probably could have touched you over here. You can just back up though. It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, no, I'm absolutely just going to back up.
Russ's in their bottom profile. Move how far?
They are not in the. He's not in his.
I know, but I'm just saying if he was. 6. So 4 through. So we can always get away. Just so what you really need is Mortarion and a piece of forest. You just like cursing while he's trying to drive the tank. Can your bases fit? Can you fit around there or no? I don't think so, but I mean, I don't know if you physically fit. No. Okay. I was playing as if you couldn't. I realized that could be a great mistake on my part. You'll notice I didn't leave a land this time. I only had to do it like 6 times.
Know what you did leave?
What's that?
A human being who can be shot at.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Like, because he's within 3. You want to know what he absolutely isn't?
What's that?
The closest if I'm over here. Oh, actually, well, it's going to be a thing. Well, we'll see. I go up 1 CP.
It doesn't feel good when someone says it's going to be a thing and you don't really know what the thing is yet.
Okay.
And what kind of a charge is that?
So talking about this more generally, I think that this is a great example of how very few people can just step into a list and perform. Zach's played guard in the past. He played them in 8th along with knights, and he has familiarity there, but they have not been anywhere like on his radar compared to what he's mainly been practicing with for the last year, which is chaos and Nurgle specifically. So it's very like, and if you look at how he deployed everything, and you say, okay, those are plague bearers or poxwalkers or whatever, and then those are the Nurgle tanks behind them. It looks very much like a Nurgle style deployment. So I think that there is some similarity there, but the tempo that guard play at is entirely different, especially when you're having to play someone or a list like Peter's and someone who knows guard as well as Peter does.
And yeah, you're right. Guard right now are definitely in a spot where they do need to be played almost perfectly competitively in order to have a really good chance. Like if you watch someone like Brandon Grant when he brings out his guard these days, which he often doesn't do because of like the issues that they have, he is so precise with all his movements. Everything is planned and like pre-run in his head multiple times because he has so many reps with them. And if you're someone just kind of like Mitch said, hopping into the army, it's not an army you can do that with in 9th edition in particular, because it's such a like we talk a lot about finesse armies in terms of capabilities with White Scars or Harlequins, but they're not really finesse because they hit so hard and they have so many tricks. Guard don't have very many tricks anymore, so they really are the finesse army. They're the ones that you need to be exactly perfect with everything you do, or you're going to get hurt real bad.
Yeah,
And sometimes anyway.
I think guard are, like you said, finesse, and people like to use that word with Harlequins or White Scars, but they aren't. Those guys aren't finesse. They are toolboxes. They have lots of ways to get what they want done, and they're very, very effective and devastating at doing them. They have deep toolboxes, which is again just broken strategy. Not all of them broken, but like some of them broken or just incredibly efficient. That allows a toolboxiness, but that doesn't necessarily make them finesse. As Peter was alluding to.
How far did he move? How far did he move?
E5.
Okay, so he just crept around the corner. Ruh-roh, Roggy.
So what we're going.
In fact, so it's actually it says that it move in the previous movement phase. Is that how that's worded?
Yeah, in the previous movement.
So is there any reason you can't Tallarn order yourself to move and then shoot twice? Because in the previous movement phase you only move 5 inches.
I have no idea. That's an interesting question that I have no idea how to answer right now.
Rules as written, you certainly could, unless there's a rider on it.
I need to triple check everything.
Yeah.
This guy is going to advance. Over here. Zach has successfully. Zach is going to score.
I'll score some points.
My goal is I want to see if I can make Zach score 5.
I went second. I literally have had Vanguard vets and stuff in my face for the entire game. And he went first and just was like, okay. And I'm like, all right, well, he had OBSEC infiltrators over there, and I had Vanguard vets in the way. It's like, oh, okay. Is this cool? I mean, I brought my plasma and killed all this stuff.
Just like, I don't know, my stuff's right here now.
Right, I was like,
he left a 5-man Vanguard vet squad-sized hole in his armor, and a dagger immediately went in.
Like, it didn't even make a difference. Like,
You got about 45 minutes. Come to a natural conclusion.
Yeah, it will.
We'll make it come to a natural conclusion.
Okay, so we're going to then.
The slowest part of the game is over.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna enter the psychic phase, and I have exactly nothing to cast.
Okay.
I'm gonna orders.
Okay.
He's gonna scoot
5
forward.
points. I'll never get back. Where's he gonna go? Oh, this guy right here. Do you want me to move him forward for how far? 6. Okay. You want to go all 6?
Yeah, that should put him within 24 over here.
Okay. It sounds like it could be close. It was close before. 24 of your tank is right there.
Yep.
You're good, man. Do it. Poo-poo. You have 1 CP. So
No, I have 2. I haven't spent it.
You gonna max shots?
Yep, I'm gonna max my shots.
Okay.
That other tank commander is gonna pop smoke.
Okay. Sounds great.
We refer to that as self-preservation.
Yeah, is there any reason? I guess you can pop smoke or falling back. That's
okay,
not a thing.
we're gonna go over here. We're gonna start with that Vanguard vet who's gonna chuck a cat grenade at your officer.
That's not an officer, man. It's part of the squad. He's got doesn't have the pink band. He's just part of this unit.
Okay, he's just gonna throw a frag grenade at you then. He's gonna miss.
Did you advance with him?
No.
Okay.
I thought I could potentially get an opening. That changes my math a touch. That just means I need to go in over here. Okay.
Sorry, the rubber band's told the story.
Yeah. So I just saw him painted a different color and was like, aha. Yeah. So that's gonna be that. We're gonna spend our 2. We're gonna max our.
Do it up,
shots.
baby. So here's this really, but you are -1, right? Because you advanced this. You have
No,
to.
I did
Oh, you
not
didn't. You didn't
advance.
advance. You scoot and shoot, right? Other strat.
Yeah. I'm
But you only don't. You only reroll once. 1s and 2s. C of them. Not quite enough of a C for my liking, but all right. 3s. No rut road doggy.
Yeah, that's not good for you.
How many?
That is 7.
Let's see how it works out for him, Bob.
Feels like another dead tank commander, or the first dead tank commander.
6. 6.
Yep.
Can you average less than 2 a dice?
No.
No, sir. Do I explode?
Yeah, that's is he gonna explode?
And we're gonna have this guy. We're gonna throw a grenade at that guard squad, I guess.
Okay. I
4.
like all the movement jank with the Tallarn tanks. That's kind of cute.
Yeah, it is. And
It's not cute. It's devastatingly effective.
And your end?
They're my favorites. They are my favorites.
I 100% agree. I still like running 3 Punisher ones, even though they aren't as good as they used to be.
Someday they'll be good again.
Yep, one day. Well, then you take the 10 cases for the AP1 on it, and it's a lot more entertaining. But now that heavy bolters have gotten so much better, it feels not worth it.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was always have to advance.
Yeah, we're gonna go into charges. I'm gonna charge your infantry with those.
Do it.
Buses.
You're already against the wall. I'm actually, yeah, you have to come over here to do it. That's legit right there.
Yeah. There
You
you
can
go.
get you want to get like 4 in?
Yeah.
Okay.
I rolled a 6.
Okay, you should be able to get like.
I'm just gonna wait patiently for the next 6 months for Mortarion to get nerfed, and then hopefully
One can fight
everything
somehow
will
within
be
half an inch of the wall. If you can't get within half an inch of me, the front.
Think he's that good, huh?
I think he's
I have, like,
ridiculous.
one guy, so
I have not seen the data sheet yet. I've been too busy with this.
Guy within an inch right over there.
He's 4 Warlord traits,
A couple.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter.
That's a lot.
and you can pick one of them.
So I can get 3 guys.
You have to within half an inch of half an inch.
How many Warlord traits is Gilliman gonna have then?
Um,
Like when they redo him properly?
I mean, he's toughness 8. He reduces damage. All damage can be damaged by 1. He has a 5+ feel no pain. He shuts off auras within 3 inches, and you can give him another warlord trait, like one that all incoming attacks he shuts off all rerolls for. So he's borderline impossible to kill. And yeah,
So I'm sorry there. I got ADD'd by the conversation going in the background. Does he have the same kind of thing as Gaz, where he can only take so many wounds per round?
no, but it's very hard to do any wounds to him just because of all the layers.
No, I get that part. That I just was curious if that was a continuing
even know.
trend.
Like,
I'm gonna do it like this, like that. I want to do and then we're gonna charge the TC out of line of sight.
Oh, the Vanguard vets?
Vanguard vets.
Sure.
Okay.
That's gonna fail, and you're out of CP.
No, that is not.
Oh,
going to
are you?
fail
How
because-
close are you?
Because I can be on the wall. It was a 4-inch.
Oh, really? That's
Is
shockingly
it
close.
5? Yep. 5
Cool.
off of, less than 5 off of that guy.
Okay.
That is that other Vanguard vet squad that we were talking about hanging out in that left-hand L. It has now moved forward, and it looks like they are setting up to bad touch the the remaining tank commander, if they aren't already.
yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna.
This is curtains, guys.
yeah. There's no coming back from this. Zach's gonna have a lot of conscripts lying around, but he's gonna be so far behind on points. I don't know.
And the units that are left on the board in Peter's army have no problem picking up conscripts. They don't care. That's the problem. It's not like it's 2 wet noodle fights, and it's like, okay, cool. If I can block you from getting on objectives, there's a game here. He's gonna get rolled.
I thought you said 40 minutes.
Literally, all I'm doing is.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought we were like getting down to like 35 minutes. My bad. Just go ahead.
Literally, all I'm doing is trying to see if I can inflict any damage on you.
Oh,
and
sure. If we have, go ahead, man. If we have more time, then go ahead. I was thinking we were much closer on time than we are.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Because those are the.
I mean, if you can kill him, it matters.
Yeah.
But those are lightning claws, right? Yeah, because
they
you
are
had
lightning
fists
claws.
and
They are
fists on my
absolutely
other
lightning
guys.
claws.
Yeah. Okay.
So I have.
They could be here all day.
We'll see.
I'd love to see the Lion released. That would be super cool. He's not my favorite Primarch by any means, but any new Imperial or pseudo Imperial Primarchs would be great.
I'd take it. I'd take whatever. I have shown great disdain for Dark Angels, mostly as a joke. And I do legitimately think Lionel Russ is the most boring Primarch. But you know what? If that's what
Lionel Russ.
Lionel Russ, Lionel Johnson. But I'm okay with it. I'm into it.
You're not in
I thought you were making a Space Wolf dig
Oh,
simultaneously.
right, you
I
have
mean,
two forces.
maybe a little bit, but
You're,
not on purpose.
Roy,
Freudian slip.
Two, pass, so three go through. Then a 9.
Space Wolves were my first army. I do have
I
an
gotta think about something real quick.
affinity for Lehman Russ after a few of the Horse Heresy novels.
It is possible.
Yeah, I would love to have
and hold these 3 horses here.
Wolf and Russ come. That come back. That's the dream for me. Vulcan would be cool too. Like I just
These guys.
we've
That's how I would interrupt.
we're due for a loyalist Primarch, and I understand that everyone who's tired of seeing Space Marines get releases doesn't want to see that, and that's fine. It doesn't need to be right now.
But if these guys, I
Get all the books out, and then start doing cool stuff like that.
Interesting use of your last 2 CP.
What else am I gonna do with it? If I can't move if I'm falling back.
The RPG Luminary, the tanks are the tank commanders, so it's a type of tank. They are a more elite version of normal tanks. They can issue orders to themselves or other tanks, and they hit. They have a higher ballistic skill, so they hit better.
Yeah.
So I'll
Regular Lehman Russes aren't terrible, but they are ballistic skill 4, and it requires some support to really get any work out of. So that's why you generally see tank commanders and maybe 1 or 2 regular Lehman Russes lying around as well. But they need that support to really do any significant damage.
Yeah, tank commanders are inherently self-buffing, which is a huge so they're a self-contained unit, and they're already kind of expensive. So you don't want to have to be buying other units to support them. So the efficiency payoff is usually there to go for the commander over the traditional Russ. Now, obviously, if you're doing something that's a little bit more fluffy oriented, where you're doing an armored company, that doesn't really matter.
It's probably the right play to make if I want to pretend I have a chance to win the game.
I don't disagree. I do not.
Totally understandable, Luminary. It's the term sounds that way, and we have like the Master of Ordnance, which is a character that buffs artillery, so it's a totally reasonable question to ask.
It's guard attacks. It really does nothing. Cool.
Okay. And over here. Sorry.
Oh yeah, sure.
7 people. We've got 4 hits.
Sounds great.
That is 3 dead guardsmen.
Sounds cool.
We're going to have.
So I'm gonna kill all the guys that are engagement range of you near the wall, so I'm not in combat anymore.
Pickle, could you ask Peter where people might be able to view the bracket results? I think they would be on charityhammer.com. I know that Peter has been entering them somewhere, but Peter would know.
I save 2.
It's on the challenge thing, I think.
That's skill 7 total.
Okay, go check out the bracket challenge.
So they're not in combat.
And there should be results. We are uploading them as we go, from what I understand.
5 guys into the conscripts here, and then 2 guys into that infantry squad.
Okay.
Yep. Well, actually, 4 guys are going to go into the infantry squad then. 4 guys into that infantry squad specifically, and then we'll have 3 guys go to the conscripts. Okay.
Sounds great.
So the 5 guys going into the conscripts.
Oh, wait,
4 guys, sorry.
so it's 3 here and 4 there?
So it's, sorry, these 4.
Okay. And then 3 into the conscripts.
Yep.
Okay.
So, okay, 2.
There is no command to see the brackets. They are not loaded into Twitch. You will have to go to the Charity Hammer site to find them.
Oh, the sergeant has more attacks. Okay. How many dice? One?
Oh, one.
Two? Okay. This isn't to these guys?
Yep.
Okay.
That is 2.
2? Deal with that.
Bop, bop.
Unfortunately, the other guys have to stay there.
And then the 3 attacks into the conscripts.
Yeah.
Nothing. And then what about their friends, the horses? I speak for the horses, and the horses say, cool, 3.
Cool. 1 passes, 2 die.
Alright.
That was the guy totems. I'll just kill these 2 guys over here. All right, now I gotta punch through some other guys. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys that can fight. I might have to bump them in a little to make that happen. Not that it matters. They all miss. Cool story. My tank commander gets to punch you. He doesn't much punch you as roll over you slightly. No, he doesn't. Okay. Do you have anything on this objective?
Do we have anything to give away this stream, Mitch? Is this a no giveaway stream? Do we just not care about Peter and Zach at all?
I thought that Colin was already there to do that.
I rolled a 1.
And we
Oh, is
were,
bravery.
yeah,
Pre-game show?
5, I'm sure that.
earlier on, I believe so, yes.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh my
5
He
dice.
goodness.
released some
So now
stuff
I
at
feel
the
attacked.
beginning Of this, at the beginning of this one at 6. I could see if he wants to give another prize away right now. Let me ask him.
Like a big prize he could give away would be a Necron army to Peter the Falcon Colosimo. Just saying. While I'm here. Just throw that out there.
I don't think that works.
You'll have to wait to the end of the event.
Oh, you're killing me,
My guys know
boys.
what to do.
We're officially kicking over to you.
Killing me,
You're holding 5
Smalls.
'cause you hold,
I held 3.
3?
Oh, do you have an officer on there? Okay, I can't see for sure. That's fine. I would have held 3, but I just put a second body on that. That was foolish of me. I didn't even think about the guy ordering himself. So I'll get 5 points for primary.
For the amount raised, I know we're over 10,000. I do not know how much over. We were over 10,000 earlier in the afternoon.
This guard squad is going to.
There you go, 10-5.
5, so they go 11. Starting to think real quick. Actually, before I do that, oh well, I rolled it. It's too late. So average move will get me like there. So like,
Jane Cobb, contact me directly.
I guess I'll use the whole bit.
As long as we have
Reach out.
something that raise energy drinks, because I'll die if we only have raise energy drinks.
Yeah,
to
I
drink.
agree. No, 100%. Yeah, Jane, you can reach out to me on the Biff Pod Facebook page or just directly through Facebook.
So he actually needs to be here to make this work. If I want to do it like that. I have plenty enough to do this. I just didn't stretch it out enough. Just trying to go quickly.
There is not lube at the end of the table. There is hand sanitizer. We are operating this entire event under strict COVID protocols. Everyone has been tested. Everyone is wearing a mask. Everyone quarantined beforehand. And we are still trying to do our best for maintaining social distancing and every other precaution possible. There is no food shared. We're doing everything possible to make sure that there is no risk or as little risk as possible for this situation, but to still be able to put on an event.
Can't shoot, as is the thing to do for all the cool kids get tied to combat. Don't shoot. That's what I heard.
Hey, I mean, seems like a pretty cool thing. Not gonna lie.
I just realized something kind of funny. I think.
What?
Oh no, he is the one that did it last time. I was like, "Where's the company guy that ordered them?" He's the guy that moved out here.
Zach's gonna have a few more points. They generally update the scores at the end of the round. So once Zach's turn's over, we'll see what he's at. I imagine he's probably at 11, 12 points right now, and Peter's probably in the mid to high 30s.
I think Peter was actively trying to hold him to sub 10 as like some sort of challenge.
Yeah. Because Zach would have got 5 on primary at the start of the turn, and he's going to score a little bit of engage. I don't know if he's going to be able to score any assassinate in this game.
I know.
So
So nice.
All right. So it just gets me like right. Oh, can you put the guy off to make our life easy? Just get him down there. Agents gets me like just through the edge of that. So the first guys are gonna go right here. I'm just gonna make this quickly.
And you're gonna move them.
I'm gonna try. They're conscripts. We'll see if they do.
Oh yeah, that's a very good point.
We'll see how movie they feel. Can you help me with my plasma and just move it all forward to get angle on these horses? Move everything 6 inches straight forward. And the 6-man just pull back over there so I can shoot that one dude and make sure I hold that.
6-man?
Yeah, the 6-man special weapon. And much the company commander right behind him too.
Is this part who's?
It's 3 guys with some. This one
Or 3 plasma.
It's there's 3 guys with a special weapon and 3 normal guardsmen.
Like that. There you go.
Yeah, and then there's the company commanders behind. Just move him up with them or some shit. Okay. Orders. First things first. I'm just gonna use this company commander to order this squad to move.
Okay.
They go an additional 6. They go 12 inches. So they're just gonna come back here and jack you for this objective. The conscripts are gonna attempt to get ordered. Did they take it? They do not. Nothing to do about that. It's conscripts, folks. I do have plasma in range here. It just doesn't rapid fire. But you know, we'll just start over here because this is. So I got 3 plasma guns. In your van vets, I'm gonna hit you on 4s. I have a CP. I get a CP at the beginning of my turn. Actually,
This is what it's like to be Colin. I'm standing on one rung up on the stool, so I'm looking down at the table.
you know what? I'm not sure.
You want to come over here and check?
You know, I'm trying to think of things that actually matter.
It's like there's a reason why I said like.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
That might be just exactly right.
I'm thinking of the things that actually matter here, and
Like, there's a reason why I was like, yeah, this is probably about what Colin sees.
I'm still taller.
Are you sure about that?
I think so.
it's close enough. You now have an idea. This is a
Like, our
Colin
eyes are
size
on pretty
table.
much the same level.
Fair enough.
All right,
that does
plasma.
really,
Come over here and body
Plasma into your Vanguard
that
vets.
does actually put an amusing note because that is how much taller you are than me. Oh, sorry.
I have 3 saves on your van vets, and I blew up one of my own plasma guns on one of these
Oh,
squads.
okay, that's fine. Guardsman. I lose 3 guys.
Oh wow.
We have a party foul there on Peter Akey. We will be deducting 2 points from his total.
The guys that are closest to incoming plasma.
Sounds good.
Peter, the pizza guy,
And then
Icky.
I have some las guns, which don't really matter. But
Oh, that's gonna stick. That's gonna stick like Boss Baby.
no rerolls in this one. Nothing.
No free clout.
Got a plasma, same target. Well, 1 guy dies twice.
Nice.
3 more.
We live, we die, we live again. These are las guns?
Plasma guns.
Okay.
This is the next squad. Okay, they're dead. Slow unit. And then I lost another plasma gun. Not that it matters. He's never going to be in range or anything for the rest of the game.
Who are commentators favoring to win the tourney? At this point, I think
over here,
I've been favoring Colin since roughly the beginning.
We're all going to reroll.
That White Scars list is
Um,
extremely strong, and Colin's played it very well in all his games so far. He's very, very tight.
First, command
And
squad is your
even his
closest.
close matchups really haven't been close from a points perspective. So I'm really giving it to him, barring some kind of like absolute mental breakdown in a game. I think Peter is going to give him the roughest time if Colin
Oh god.
doesn't appreciate these Rough Riders, or not Rough Riders, Deathcore Krieg riders.
And most of the second one.
Dear God.
I tend to agree. I think that Peter is a phenomenally skilled player. I think that it's about the capability of the list, the ceiling there. I think that the White Scar side of things, the damage output is just so much there that unless Peter is able to do immense work in the first 2 turns, he's going to just after that just disintegrate. And so that's the problem. So he's working on a timer, whereas Colin can be janky and just get the points he needs to get and play to his needs without having to engage. So that immediately puts the ball in Peter's court to have to respond and act.
5 more.
5 more?
Yep.
Okay.
First horse?
Is alive on 1.
Okay, he only took 1 before. Okay.
Okay, and there we go. He's dead.
Checking in now, Jane Cobb.
Okay.
You have not failed. You have passed.
Boom.
Oh my God. Bro, that's just obnoxious.
Welcome to Why I Take Horses. You think your math is good, and then it just falls on its face. You thought your plague bears were annoying? I'm here to show you.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, they're mathematically against plasma guns. They're just worse than plague bears. You don't even get an info. You're just rolling all your 5-ups.
Yep. Nope.
There's nothing I can do about it. Okay, so then more plasma into them. One of my guys blows up. 4 saves. Or 4 go through.
Okay. So I got 4.
Is one of them injured right now or no?
Yes.
That's 4 in a row you passed all of.
So
Nice,
one guy is dead. Okay, and
that's 2.
there we go. That's 2.
Okay.
Well, this guy is dead.
Do they ignore all the shooting attacks still?
No, what they do is how many? Do you have any more plasma?
No, I got some more las guns.
Okay, well I don't care about them. That's fine.
Okay.
Up.
Oh, I totally forgot to smite with my Inquisitor. It's fine. I would have gone to the Vanguard anyways that I killed. Okay.
Who's next?
Shoot him with the Mana Core.
Horses?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
7 shots. Five hits. 5 wounds.
5 wounds, you say?
Yeah. Mana Core's pissed, man.
Well, I have 6 ups. I fail every single one.
All right, well, flat 3 each, baby.
I think I'm dead.
I mean, depending with the way you've been rolling, man. Okay, that's 3 in a row.
Yeah. Okay, I take 1.
5 of 6, 5 up so far.
Yep.
Okay, he's
Okay,
dead.
there we go. One guy is dead. Okay.
Oh my god. Okay, they're all
there
dead.
we go. Oh,
Dude, that was better than 3+. That was better than 70% of those
that was
on
insanity.
5s.
All right.
All phase long. I had to put like an unreasonable amount of shooting into you.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you to do something.
Yeah, what's up? I'm gonna shoot you over there.
Okay,
Yeah, I was already on my
I was gonna be like, I'm not gonna.
When
let
you asked
forget
Mueller,
about
do you
that.
have any plasma left? That's why I was like, actually, I do. Plasma into him. 2 missed. Oh, one of the 6 man's killed the guy. I'll go get it in a minute. 4 plasma saves.
Okay, refractor field, 5 ups.
Okay, sure.
Are you ready for these?
Those don't really work. 6 damage. Does he have the feel no pain?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What is the fluff behind that? Like, why do they have the feel no pain? Is
I
there
don't
like, is there a thing to that? Is like there's some
I
special
think
death
the
to it?
answer is F you.
Fuck you. That's why. That's a song by the Smut Feathers that is near to my heart. Okay.
So it looks like Zach scored his first assassinate points. So I don't think Peter's going to keep him below 10 like he was hoping.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Agreed. It's just going to be a
Character. All right. So,
devastating win, not a crushing win.
It's very likely Zach won't hit the legal age to drink in the United States.
and the goal
Potentially
is
here.
to get you down to- if-
Yep, I agreed. Getting anything above the teens is going to be tough.
Him, I can probably pick up both right here, right now.
Talking a bit about how this is going to play out, since we are getting a little bit further along in the time period, and there's a lot of models still on the table to be put away and get reset.
And Pickle, when we can, I'd like a full point update.
Yes, that'd be great.
To see just how far behind things are.
Yeah, okay.
A lot versus not a lot. I'm just playing like it actually counts.
A lot versus not a lot. Well, that's good. Super helpful.
Okay, I'm just gonna play. Get over here, you jerks.
You gonna help Lieutenant me?
I know, right? We don't have a ton. Okay. Excuse me. How much does he have? 6?
9. It's upside down.
So if I go go here. I can see you over here.
That is indeed Pickle at the end of the table.
At a hypothetical 11.
Sure.
So I can use him to leverage.
Zach probably has 5 on primary and 6 on secondaries. 7 maybe.
By me, that's an engage point that I'm cool.
He's got 1 assassinate and
You have no CP, by the way.
probably 3 for engage.
You have a CP. You gain
Looks like he's got 11 total. 2 assassinates, 1 engage, 3 for banners.
Okay, I'm go-
What was the other character he killed? Oh, maybe he killed the Reiver lieutenant.
Sure. Hoo-wee.
16 points. He might break 20. Nuclear Tater Tot. This is Guard versus Guard plus a couple of Space Marines for a show. For anybody that's kind of tuning in late, we're into top of round 4 of this game. It's been quite the bloodbath, mostly in Peter's favor. Peter's running Death Corps of Krieg with some Tallarn tank commanders and Raven Guard.
Sometimes they'll spike, right?
In the opening turn, Peter did get to go first, and Zach, in creating kind of a wall around all of his models, did leave a small space between his conscripts and his Leman Russes. Peter, using Master of Ambush, was able to jump into that space and tag 2 of Zach's Leman Russes as well as 3 of his characters. And it really backfooted Zach. He was very vocal about like how he should have seen that. He shouldn't have made that. And what that ended up doing was created this kind of spiral of doom, where for probably a good another turn and a half afterwards, Zach was really thrown off his game. He was making mistakes that he normally
Couldn't shake it. He couldn't shake it. Yeah.
like as he described at one point, he like basically rolled the entire wrong profile for one of his Leman Russes. He advanced a bunch of conscripts and then forgot that he was planning on doing anything with them when he could have wrapped a unit if he hadn't advanced quite easily because of move. There was a lot of very like big things that he was aware he needed to do, and then he glossed over them as he was playing until it was too late to come back from it. And it's Peter was able to capitalize on that because Peter's been playing this particular list and slight variants of it for several months now. And he's definitely just kept applying pressure, and Zach has been stuck in this kind of third of the board for the entirety of the game.
Yeah, Zach got really bogged down, and Peter has been playing Death Corps since he was in the womb. So it really, Peter knew exactly what the weaknesses he needed to look for were. He identified them, and he pounced on them. He was ruthless in how he exploited any small misplay. Not in a bad way, but like just any gap that was there from Zach about what Zach was doing. There were immediately Vanguard veterans there, and it wasn't just once. It was a wave of about I think 3 times total where Peter was able to interrupt again and again and again Zach's next turn.
20, about 19.
You need to go 21.
Okay, hot dice, baby, hot dice.
Hot dice.
Yeah, I think that this is for like losing is learning, right? And so what's the lesson here? And I think the biggest lesson is always it's really easy to get fixated on what you did wrong, but that usually blinds you to what you could do right to fix it.
I'm going to smite.
Sure.
No, cool. We're going to move into
Sweet
shooting
one
proper,
dice smite.
rerolling ones. That in order to get that far, he's going to do the Tallarn scoot.
Did you have to move?
Yeah, I was going to be right there, and so I was.
At the end of your movement, or?
That's in shooting. The reason I did it there is like I want to check a range. On things.
Oh, so are your horses in a position where your tank would have had to exist?
The tank would have been right there.
Oh, okay. So your tank is like right here.
The tank is right there and scoots.
Because you were parked like here and you were 5 inches. That sounds about right. Cool.
There's originally I was like that, and I was like.
I was just confused. I didn't.
That's fine.
Okay, so I was pushing you forward.
The other part of this is Zach had his first game at 6 a.m. playing against me using the exact same list. And has been playing throughout the RTT. I think he's also probably suffering from a bit of fatigue here. Not that Peter isn't dealing with the same factors, but it can really, for some people, a prolonged lack of rest can really get to you.
Small numbers, man. Small numbers.
8.
Not small enough.
Not a particularly small number. And not a particularly bad roll.
Yeah, I think that TC is pretty
And that's where the reps with the list really come in handy. When you're tired and you have the reps and that depth of experience, you are able to intuitively make better choices, just because you know what has worked in the past, and that's going to really inform it. So the mental load that Peter is carrying, even though he's technically probably playing a more complex list in the pieces that are kind of have to work together, he has so many more reps with it that he is actually having to do less mental energy on figuring out what his next move is.
Yeah, there's a lot that can be said for being able to kind of go into like an automated mode when you're playing a game like this, because you have the reps in. You're able to just do things because your body reacts. So
Wow, he likes the conscripts. Doesn't want to kill him. Thinks they're nice.
We're dead.
Okay.
Multi-meltas.
Well, and again, it also allows small mistakes to not kind of spin you out, like we kind of saw here. So because you tend to not make those other mistakes again of a different profile or doing the wrong thing, because all of that stuff has been cemented in more into that muscle memory as we've been talking about. So you just have a more stable, consistent performance when you have the reps. And I think that that's something that anyone who's listened to Best in Faction on a regular basis is we talk about getting reps with lists. Like it is not, oh hey, I just came up with this and I'm going to just take it to a tournament. We do that. We did that. It usually blew up in our faces. See Tesseract faults. But because we didn't have the knowledge to be like, oh wait, these are the problems with that list. These are the the reps are what matter, and putting the time in to hone exactly what you want the list to do is far more valuable often than getting the exact most points efficient thing possible, because if it's working for you and you have the depth of experience with it, you can see better results, because again, it's not just the statistical outputs, it's the ceiling of player skill, right? How high can you take it?
3 inches is right there. Cool, you're good. Yeah. You're like, oh, you're gonna roll. Run. No, let me do this right.
I'm gonna charge in over here.
Sure.
Okay.
Go first.
Yeah. Lieutenant.
Sure.
Lieutenant. Threes.
How many attacks does he have?
6 on the charge. 5 attacks. Base.
Primaris Lieutenants have 5 attacks.
That's what you told me. I literally asked you that question about 45 minutes ago. Last game. Sorry.
if it's the Reiver Lieutenant, I believe he does have base 5 because he's got that combat knife.
Yes. He didn't ask Zach. He actually asked me.
I'll re-roll.
Peter is remembering asking me that question, and I told him they have 5 attack space.
Yeah, because I believe it's 4 plus combat knife and then another one because of the charge.
I don't remember answering that question correctly, but apparently I did.
Could have sworn whatever.
Yeah, Peter asked me, but again, everyone is tired at this point. We are deep into Saturday.
Seems legit.
Okay, yeah,
Cool. Doesn't matter what your rend is, they all gone dead. They did their job. They cost 5 points. Okay.
All right. So we're gonna kick over to you.
Cool. I got a morale for those conscripts.
You do.
4.
A guy dies.
Yeah. And then how many guys left there? 6.
Yeah.
7.
You have 7. Yes.
1s and 2s. 4 more runs, so 5 total.
I've definitely been tired in my tournaments for different games, including Warhammer, where I've just gone into like muscle memory mode and done things without realizing I've done them. So I'm skipping steps because I've been so tired, which isn't good. Because you'll get really funny looks when you start rolling dice or playing cards, and your opponent's like, how are you capable of doing this? And it's because you didn't do a movement phase, or like he's just like, this is what I know I'm going to do. And then 2 seconds later, you're like, I should have actually done that though.
Did you take a side? No, you didn't, right? Bring it down.
Sometimes muscle memory and reps can get you through. At one particular tournament, I had been over lunch and on drinking a bit more than I should, and I do not remember the game, but I remember the guys going like, I don't know how you beat me, but like you knew exactly what you were doing. You couldn't articulate it, but you could do it.
He's just gonna slop into the hole there in preparation.
Darker times.
Through later. Unfortunately, I'm not.
See what we got here.
Like Tyranids, so I don't.
The chat.
Yeah, they're gonna advance.
Oh, where are your orders?
Some
So
Oh, good old Tyler
Over here,
building
actually,
a
I'll have you move my stuff
a
earlier over here. I
bracket.
didn't do that.
And
You know what I'm trying to say. The tiredness is getting to me
There's
too.
actually 2 over here, and you put both of
Yep.
them, I think, over here.
Bracket. He did.
So I might
Check
need
out
to
the
remove my
standings.
stuff.
We've got a bracket.
that sounds like a good.
First
plan.
guy
Did
goes,
it.
He goes 9 in his first move.
Tyler is magic.
Yeah, I'll just
I'm
move
disappointed,
myself.
Peter, though, that he didn't create
Any
like
big
a
numbers
custom
now?
theme
Some
for
big
your
numbers in the
challenge
construct
bracket.
one?
And he just made it whatever the
Big
default
numbers.
was.
So
I hope you
7
guys
plus
are
a max
also
of,
disappointed in him.
12.
Did you just say challenge?
Which is not enough.
Challenge, yeah,
I
there's
have
an
extreme
O in
into
that, not an E.
Into a 4.
Challenge is spelled with an
Giving
E.
them 10, which means
Okay.
on the next one to do it.
So I always call it challenge. Challenge.
Doesn't matter.
It's the more Vixen-y challenge. I got you.
Tag on. Okay. I'm gonna just slop all this up to here. I'm gonna move this guy over here for orders.
I'm going to very quickly do a little bit of math.
Okay, sounds great.
I'm gonna like, because
Did I take assassinate?
you did.
Okay, so I really need to clear your tank commanders to get points.
With
So
what?
this is gonna go here, and I'm gonna plasma the shit out of that.
Out of shots with the man.
See, again, this was a missed opportunity for earlier on in the game. Zach could have used his plasma to very aggressively remove some tank commanders. It would have been a throwaway move, but it would have forced an entire tempo change for Peter. Now
Yeah.
he's trying. Now he's trying to do it, playing even more from behind, and it's going to feel even more like a stretch.
These guys, I'm just gonna make sure I'm in range here. If it, yeah, I can move forward and get with an 18 to do a bunch of plasma things if I have to. Those guys over there.
I lowered your banner.
What's that?
I said I lowered your banner, but I'm
How?
going to say you raised.
How would you lower it?
It's a tank. I have a unit.
I'm OBSEC. You have to
It
you
doesn't
have to control the objective. Take the banner down.
I thought you just had to be within engagement.
No, you have to control it. So they're gonna raise a banner over there. This is turn 4. I do raise banners at the end, so I'll advance the unit over there. I'm gonna advance them 8. They'll raise a banner on this next turn. It scores at the end for it's good for one. So this will have a 3 at the very end. So the company commander is going to he's gonna move himself, and he goes 5. So he goes 11. I might need this for an engage later, so he goes 11 to.
For anyone who's just joining us, this is Hammer Out Cancer. We are doing a non-stop 48 plus hour 40K stream where we have people. Normally, this is a larger event, but due to COVID, we are doing a more scaled down version for everyone's safety. We have some of the best players in the area coming to play in a RTT where they are all seeded based on their ITC ranking last year, or I guess technically the year before that now.
That's 30, not 40.
And we are doing all of this to raise money for Fred Hutchison cancer research and for a local member of our 40K community, Vincent Price, who is an amazing human being and is currently battling cancer. So we are raising money to help out his family with those bills. 100% of all of the funds go to the charities. We do not take any of it for the actual event. That's all done out of pocket. You can donate at charityhammer.com. For every $30 you donate, you will be entered into a raffle. We have all kinds of 40K prizes still to give away, thousands of dollars of stuff, from a bunch of a whole bundle of orc kits, an entire 2,000 point competitive Necron army that was commission painted in gold. Just tons of different kits. We're doing trivia throughout, so if you don't have any money but you still want to participate, you'll be able to do that. Colin will be popping onto streams at different times with trivia questions, and you can email your answer and he gives out the email at that time, and that's another way to enter. Please share anywhere you can. We're just trying to raise as much money for these awesome charities as humanly possible. And we've got right now we're in the winners bracket for the RTT, where we have Peter Akey's Imperial soup going into Zach Nelson's pure Imperial Guard, and the game has slid decisively into Peter's favor. At this point, we are almost done with the game, and after this, we will be going on to the next round of the RTT, which will be starting up at 9 o'clock.
Okay, cool. We'll
Actually, hold on.
I am joined here with Peter the Falcon from, let's see, man, there's so many podcasts. There's on the 40K Adjacent show, there's Chapter Tactics, there's 40K Stats Center, there's 40kstats.com. You are everywhere. You're like Batman.
Oh,
Yeah, I've decided Val kept bugging me to do it, that I would become the new Val Heffelfinger and just try to be on every podcast imaginable. And it seems to be working. It's kept me very busy during COVID, which I do enjoy.
When it's his job to do the
Yeah,
things.
it's been a good time. And yeah, I definitely am everywhere now.
4 of 9 hit.
It's not a bad thing. I don't think that any one person has more contributed to the development of the competitive Warhammer 40K scene through their work than you, with the 40K stats site and the data you've been able to implement, working with TOs all over the world. Phenomenal undertaking. I promise that's all the compliments. I'm not going to torture you anymore.
With 1.
Good.
That's game.
Good game, man. No, I made that much.
Okay, so that's it.
Yeah, no, you started mentally
good game.
checking out, and I was going to try and hold you in there.
Well, then I was like, I'll play for all the points I can.
I made a couple of
So,
mistakes, like if I had
looks like we've got a final score.
there, I could have kept
Yeah.
plasma, like, I would've been
Yeah, we'll just wait for Pickles. He's typing. You know, Pickles is a 2-finger typer, in case you didn't know. So sometimes.
Hey now, I talk way too much crap on the internet to be able to do anything but to do 2-finger typing. Come on.
73 to 66.
It's a good game, man.
73 to 66.
Well played, bro.
I think that's a lie. That's a big old lie.
The wizard.
How?
What's that?
Well, so Colin, now you need to smash me.
Shenanigans are afoot. There was no way that was the 66. He must have meant like 36.
Yeah, something.
And the answer is, unless you roll like garbage,
Unless he was somehow able to maximize all of his secondaries.
this is hard now.
So I have come to the conclusion that Death Riders are simply better conscripts than conscripts because they move really fast.
It's almost like I came to this conclusion.
And Space Marines.
How did he get 66? So, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, let's walk through how our good friend Zach got 66 points. So, Zach is, and I'm including 10 points for paint for what it's worth. So that's part of it. That's why I have the points I do. Zach picked up 5, 10, and 10 for 25 total on primary. He picked up 9 for assassinate, and 6 for engage on all fronts. So that puts him up to 14 on secondaries, and then he pulled off another 6 on banners for another 20. So
It's the 10 points
20
for paint
plus
we did.
25 is I may have
It's 45.
45. Did I
Yeah.
give him? I did,
Not close at all.
Yeah.
Damn it.
You double paint scored him.
Where I got all these points
24.
from, but you were keeping score.
Yeah, okay. We've sussed it out.
No.
We're good.
No.
That makes
So
better
he's
sense.
at, so he's at
Yep.
what?
100% can believe 44 points. That makes sense.
I haven't been giving the 10 points to anybody.
Okay. Well, then we'll take the 10 points away.
Didn't we talk about this?
So I
25.
So you picked up 9 for assassinate.
9.
I should-
So it's
I need an app to
12.
score for me.
It's
I can't
21. I
read.
have 46
Should be
points.
46.
56
Should be
and you put 10
46.
in for paint. So you gave me 10
Okay.
points in.
Everything is right in the world, guys. This is not.
And no shenanigans afoot here.
Yeah.
You want to count my points and
Sure.
make sure I'm
Yeah,
good?
yeah, yeah. So
So-
20, 30. You're correct on 40 here. So you have 40 up top. That's right. So bring it down. You had 8.
Mhm.
Engage. You had how many?
Engage, I had 13.
You're good at that. And this is 10 for scramblers. So who scrambled in my DZ? Who scrambled in my DZ?
Step in.
It's 20 off.
I have these guys in here.
Oh.
Huh?
Oh yeah. You
I'm in.
you are in my DZ. You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
You're good. You made it.
We're figuring that out. We're trusting an individual who can read.
18, 28, 31. So you have 71. You have 40 plus 31
Okay.
for 71. And I have, so 71 is your total. 46.
71 to 46.
That's
There we
not
go.
close.
That's just not even a score that I came up with. That's cool.
We did it! Yay,
When you
pizza
were talking
guy!
about the points,
Fundamentally shows that I don't know what's going
I was
on.
like, man, how did
Peter
I?
the pizza
I was
guy,
like, I wrecked this
achy.
game. How was that close?
Well, everyone, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm not sure if Colin wants to say something on the stream here before we cut it, but I want to thank everybody for being here with us. This is my last stream for Charity Hammer. I do have to work tomorrow, unfortunately, so I can't come in and participate like I really wanted to do. I've had such a ball. The 5 games I have gotten to stream. The commentators here are all awesome. Commentating with Colin, with Mitch, with Danny, the whole crew has been just a ball. Super happy with the community involvement we've had, with the amount of money we've raised. Just thanks so much for letting me take part, Mitch. It's been a blast.
It's our pleasure. Like we're grateful to have you here, and thank you so much for your time and phenomenal commentary and analysis as always. I expected nothing less, got nothing less. It was great.
And guys, if you're kind of just tuning in at the end of the game, Peter with his mixed Imperium has won the matchup. This is all for charity. Who cares who actually won? Head on over to charityhammer.com. Head on over to paypal.me/charityhammer. Give if you can give, or just educate yourselves. This is for an amazing cause, the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center. But perhaps just as, if not more importantly, for Vincent Price, who's just a beautiful, beautiful soul. I've had the pleasure of meeting him once in person, once online, and he leaves an impression. He's just such a good person. Every $30 you donate does get you raffle tickets for some amazing prizes. Keep tuned in, keep watching, and have a good one.
Thank you so much, guys.
All right, everybody. So we're gonna go dark here for a few minutes. We'll be back right at 9 for another round. I don't know who's playing off the top of my head, but
I'm playing Zach. White Scars into Nids.
White Scars into Nids. Colin's gonna play the Nids. Zach's gonna play the White Scars. Maybe Zach will have a better game than the one he just had. So we'll see you guys in about 15 minutes.